There you are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Department of Mysteries. This is a Savage World show with werewolves, as you can hear, set in a mashup universe of Harry Potter and the Savage World setting Rippers Resurrected. And this is all taking place in 1895, mostly England so far. We are using the Savage World's Adventure Edition system or rule set. And I've added a few of my own mechanics to make it a little bit more Harry Potter, including making a few custom edges. And we're using the no PowerPoints rule. If for you folks who know about the powers in Savage Worlds, we are doing that so that our witches and wizards have access to every power. We are still essentially play testing it with you guys, so you get to go on this journey with us. So hi, I should tell you who I am. I am Meghan Caves, and I will be your game master for this afternoon. And here is my lovely cast. Hello, lovely cast. Hi, everyone. All right, let's go around and introduce ourselves in case we have anybody new here. Today, tell them your name, who you're playing, a little bit about your character, if you would like, just maybe like a sentence, something you think is important. Then what surprised you about somebody else or even yourself last episode, your character? If there's anything that stood out or surprised you that maybe you learned, who would like to go first? Let you guys choose. Or I can pick.
Go.
Abria, you said thing. You go.
I would go. Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar playing Professor Zelda Zabini. And I really liked going back and seeing Fortuna's nightmare and learning about like her anxiety around spellcasting, that she's actually proficient at it, but was like shamed out of casting more. Yeah. And the fact that she like lives under this sort of like specter of her family's fame, like as a motivator for her character's choices is really, really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys all have really cool characters that I'm excited for the chat to get to learn more about. Sweet. All right. Thank you very much. Who would like to go next? Anyone have any thoughts prepared? Michelle?
Since right. Zelda was so kind to go first. My name is Michelle Bradley. I am playing Fortuna Felix. Last episode, I was really surprised in and out of character about Zelda's backstory. I just kind of thought she was kind of mean for no reason. But not no reason, just because, like, you know, she is older and knows more than everyone. And I thought those were sort of, you know, that was kind of it. So it's interesting to see, like, that comes from, like, a way darker place. And I still have yet to ask her if that was a nightmare or if that, like, happened for real. So actually, like, even me, the player, I don't really know. So yeah, that really surprised me. I was like, well, fuck, let's get duck now.
Yep, that'll do it. Awesome, thank you. All right, Adam, Diana, one of you would like to go. Oh, Adam, you got a BBBB.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah means you won.
Was it Sarah? Sarah, you the bomb.
We'll chat about those in a moment too.
There's my lady. Well, you know what? Since I got BBBB'd, I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
My name is Adam Conn. I'm playing the lovable puppy, Kanan Featherby. And I would say, I guess, personally, last week when somebody had a meeting in a hallway with somebody who's been chasing me for many, many years. That's coming from Adam's perspective. Kanan obviously doesn't know, but that doesn't make Adam feel very well. And she's sitting right next to me, so it scares me a little bit. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I thought you might be like, wait, what? Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right, Diana, it's your turn.
Hello, I'm Diana Restrepo. I'm playing Raven Hemlock. She is probably the darker one of the group, but I mean, we're all pretty dark. Now that I've seen everyone's nightmares, I mean, I was really blown away by Zelda as well, and it almost gave Raven like a soft spot for her, and I'm hoping that continuing this, maybe they can get a better relationship out of it. Also, yeah, seeing Quentin in the hallway, that put me in such a pickle. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And then, just feeling bad for Fortuna and thinking to myself, like, well, I'm not the only one who is made fun of and raised badly.
Yours is really, like, I was like, oh no! Daddy, where'd you go?
I know. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's me.
Can I ask a above the game question? Who's Quentin? I didn't actually catch. Like, I knew he was hunting Conn, but I don't. What's happening?
I don't know if they really know yet.
Oh, okay.
Touched on it a whole lot, yeah.
Okay.
He's I'll tell you what we do know. We know that he has some sort of relation to both Kanan and Raven, and he has some sort of connection to the Cabal.
Okay.
I believe I said that he has something to do with a night guard in the Cabal.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what we know. So.
Yeah.
Hi, Bria. Oh!
Good aim.
That's from Delirious 2019. Thank you, Delirious.
Thank you.
That is so nice. Okay, before we talk to chat, I want to tell you guys about the things that you can unlock for us that are really great. So when you make a donation here at the Dot Network, it goes to help us bring this to you. It helps us bring more shows like this. It helps us keep lights on, all those fancy pants things. So it just shows us that you are enjoying what we're doing and you want to see more. So it's really helpful. Also, though, for the Department of Mysteries, for every $50, so it's cumulative. When you donate, you can donate $1. You can donate $200. You can do whatever. It's all going to go to the same place. So it's a cumulative goal. So every $50 we unlock something random that will be rolled in chat. It's actually on a table, and it could be a Benny. And bennies are actually the economy of Savage Worlds already. And the players do start with a few, but they always need more. And they allow them to do things like rerolls. They can do a cool thing in the game. They can recover from wounds or avoid taking wounds entirely in combat. They can add a +2 to their spell casting, a few other things as well. So it's super helpful to have. I also have them, I'll just tell you. You can also give them to me. Anyway, you can also give them a reroll. That allows them to reroll anything. So it's not as powerful as a Benny, but it is also quite helpful because Bennies, they run out pretty fast because you need them for lots of things. You can also give them an adventure card. An adventure card is another Savage Worlds mechanic type thing, I guess you can call it. And it allows them to do cool, interesting things if they get that. So that's pretty good. There's also the chance for wild magic. And let me tell you, for that, I pull out of this Table Fables book. It's the random magical effect. And that actually has a direct in-game ongoing effect. To varying degrees. So that one can be a lot of fun. There's also one that we have not unlocked yet. It is an interlude. Those are also in Savage Worlds, and that would allow us to get a little bit more insight on some of our players' backstories. So these are all things, if you just donate, it's all going to the same place. When we unlock one, we get to see what cool, fancy thing we get. And of course, there are the BBBBs. That's for, I believe, bits. And each of our characters have a different thing that is specific to them when it gets unlocked. They already have a few now, so you'll probably get to see them. But yeah, that's it. And of course, we understand that some of you may not be able to donate. If you can't, we're just happy to have you here. So thank you for that as well. Spreading the word is also very helpful. So that's what you can do here to affect our game and to help out our players, or maybe sometimes give them a little bit of an obstacle. Yeah, speaking of, let's check in with chat and see how they're doing. What are you chat peoples up to? Oh, hi, everybody.
Chat Revelio.
Revelio chat, yes.
Or whichever one.
I see it at Simi David 95, always ready for the spoops. I don't know if he's ready or if he's talking to McCranky Stank about being ready, but either way, they're both ready.
McCranky Stank's gone choo-choo all aboard the nightmare train, destination Nightmare Town.
That is so perfectly apt for this afternoon's episode.
I don't like the chipper way you said that.
Don't worry.
I like Delirious 2019 says, what nightmares are we going to see today?
Good question. Good question indeed.
I also commented how when we were all muted before, Adam was trying to like hand signal something, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then before they cut away to Meghan, and McCranky Stank said, "Adam out here like a Navy SEAL captain delivering full commands using his hands."
That's
We
funny.
gotta get you little flags. You could just do some semaphore.
Flag.
Oh yes, that's good.
So you guys could talk back and forth. I also like Cranky Stank here says, "Beware of a smiling GM."
Always.
I'm not evil. I just like to scare people. That's all. All right.
Shade 88, sorry, says,
No, go ahead.
Buckles in for the ride.
Yes, ride. Yes. We also have a couple of follows from Javix Drew M and Julique Lost.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
10 points to whatever house you're in.
10 points. Oh, and I see that Neva and Omar. Hi, Neva and Omar. I'm so glad to have you guys here. And Delirious 2019 gave some donations so that we can work towards getting fancy things unlocked. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Now, before we begin, we have something very exciting for you all to hear about, and that is that Pinnacle Entertainment Group. They are the company that makes Savage Worlds. They have given us some PDFs to give away to you. They are Rippers Resurrected. So this story that you guys have been following is a little bit Rippers Resurrected plot point, which is sort of is their like a campaign that you can follow, and it's sort of a little bit of mine, and I squished them together. So you're actually seeing a little bit of it, but also you could play Rippers Resurrected. It's really cool. We are giving 2 away today. If you donate at all, you're entered to win. I believe we will be announcing those later today near the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that. And and I told them earlier, but see that lady there down in the corner? That's Mina. She has a porcelain skull mask that she wears. Just if you wanted to know.
Was she wearing that when I was flirting with her?
No, that's what she wears whenever she's ripping.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't do as much of that anymore herself.
Okay,
she now manages.
Oh, I just got it.
Mysteries.
Would she wear it if I asked real nice?
Yeah, maybe. She probably has it like on display in her office or something like that. So I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah. Let's see. Do we cover? Is there anything else that I missed that we need to cover before we begin? I don't think so.
No. I mean, you had talked about giving each of us like 7 bennies to start off with.
That is true.
Yeah, totally said that, right?
You know, I don't know that I'll give you 7, but I will give you the normal amount of bennies to start off with.
Cool.
Which is 3. Everyone does begin a Savage Worlds game with 3 bennies, except for poor Adam.
Adam gets 4. He gets 4.
Yeah.
Actually,
so unlucky. I get an extra.
That's a different edge. You have a hindrance that gives you 1 less because you get bad luck. Yeah. Yes. So, and I begin with 4, 1 for each of you. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's get started. Let's begin this game. So first of all, let's chat about what happened last time. Kanan's boss, Eloise Mintumble, was working on a potion that could harness the essence of nightmares in hopes that it could be used in her work to understand time. But with Eloise's clumsiness while helping a strangely magnetized Fortuna, wild magic, the potion bottle burst, sending our unspeakables into a land of nightmares. There were many dark things to face in the nightmare realm, including ancient gods and demons, as well as their own dark pasts. It seemed they may have only just escaped with their lives. Unfortunately, upon their return, Mina had some dark and dire news of murder awaiting them. And that's where we're going to pick up this time. So we start, it is another stormy morning, it seems, in the English countryside, and our camera moves down into a train, and we see our 4 unspeakables traveling by train. Mina has sent them to Dorset, to Kingston Lacy House. It is the home of Sir William Banks. This is where another 4 unspeakables, another 4 that she had teamed up together with a prophecy. In fact, the 4 that you saw before that you tried to follow, they were the 4 that were sent to speak with Sir William Banks because he is an archaeologist and he happens to have many interesting artifacts. So they wanted to go and see what they could learn from him. But while they were there, they were involved with a murder. And at the same time that you all were being led astray in a nightmare, the other two teams of the Prophecy Unspeakables were killed. So it kind of seems that there was some sort of attack that was made, and you all just barely managed to escape that nightmare from the thing that was really trying to kill you. You might not have known that, but now you do. So we find you all sitting on a train. She gave you some files, Mina did, of all the people that you are going to see and meet, and also just a little bit of information that she has. This murder just happened. I mean, it was essentially like she sent you guys got a little bit of rest, and then she sent you on your way. And they sent you on a train so that you would have a little time to gather yourself on the way there. And that is where we are now. So would you all like to look through the files that Mina gave you? Okay, so let's see what the first one is. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what you know first. Who was murdered? Oh, do you have a question?
Sorry, yeah. Really quickly. Is this a Muggle train or a wizarding train?
It would be just a general train, so it's probably a Muggle train in this instance.
Oh. Never mind. I will not send owls out of a window.
I mean, you can.
Got
it. But then, you might have to deal with that.
That might be a question someone has.
So no suites either?
I mean, not Wizarding World suites. Regular suites.
Fine.
No cauldron cakes
candy
here.
For peasants? No.
Peasant candy. Peasant candy indeed.
There's no old lady walking down saying anything from the trolley.
Yes. So what you all know is that a police officer was murdered. His name was Maxwell Puget. And I believe we have some information about him. Yes, there he is. That is Maxwell Puget. He is a pleasant, easygoing, or he was, chief superintendent of the local constabulary. This is Dorset, where you all are going. So he was the local constabulary there in Dorset. He was quite suspicious, and he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder because he was working class, and he was obviously interacting with a lot of people above that particular class. But he was found murdered, and he was found murdered in one of the four Unspeakables bedrooms. It was Enrico Gambuccini's bedroom, in fact, that he was found in. But that's pretty much all you know about him. Now, you are going to the home of Sir William Banks, and I believe you have a little bit of information about him as well. Just pretty much what I've already told you. That's him there. He's a nobleman. He is known for his archaeological expertise, and he has a collection of ancient artifacts, including one that Mina specifically pointed out to you, which is an Egyptian obelisk that was moved from the Egyptian, I believe, town of Philae or Philae. I'm unsure which way you pronounce that, but it is his most prized possession. So he has a lot of things like that. And because you were sort of dealing with some Egyptian artifacts before, Mina, she's been keeping an eye on that kind of thing. So that's a little bit of what you know about him. He's known to be a fairly nice man. Then she also gave you some information about each of the four Unspeakables. So the first one is Armstrong Prothero. He is a retired Army officer, Armstrong. He's a colonel, yes, with impressive facial hair, as you can see, and a deep, loud voice. And he retired somewhat early, however, after a dalliance with another officer's wife. He bears a wicked dueling scar, and as a result, rather than disgracing his whole regiment, he resigned his commission and returned to England in shame. Of course, he doesn't want people to know this. So this is some of the insider information that Mina has, and she is sharing with you in hopes that it might be helpful. One of the other Unspeakables is Omar Muhammad. He is an archaeologist and a man of study. And he has a horrible memory, there he is, but he's traveled far and wide and he's full of random knowledge. So that's where he's a bit helpful. The next one is Enrico Gambuccini, which I did mention. He is an olive-skinned with hawk-like features and a thin smile. He is a priest who works for the Vatican, but a lot of people don't know that because he often goes around undercover. And when he does, he is an art dealer. That's what he goes around as because he does know a lot about art. But he is used to hiding his true purpose. So he's a bit suspicious of everyone as well. The last of the four is Jonathan Jellicoe. Jellicoe is a red-faced, portly politician who was caught in a compromising position and was under the control of a cult for some time. He is cunning, ruthless, and utterly without scruples. This is the note that Mina has. So these are the 4 other team of Rippers, or rather Unspeakables, that Mina had put together that have been involved with this murder. They had been sent to Kingston Lacy. She also has a map or a little bit of information about the Kingston Lacy grounds. They were sent out there to gain a little bit more information. He also happened to have Maxwell Puget there as a guest that particular weekend. And then something horrible happened. You're really not sure of what. But that is all the information that you have currently. There is a little bit more. There are some pictures of the crime scene, a little bit of information about where the body was found, but really not much more. Essentially, what Mina had them do is, there's a note there that Mina says, she told them to leave everything as is until you all could arrive. So as far as you know, not a lot has been touched or moved or addressed. So that's the information that you have, and that's it. It's really not a lot. Mina trusted you all to go down there and figure out what happened and why. So you have this moment on the train to be able to chat about any of this information or about anything that happened before. You haven't really had much of a time to do that. Mina whisked you guys away so quickly. This is the first moment of breath you've really had. Oh my goodness! Everyone got a BBBB!
That was a big breath.
That was.
Oh!
Wait, is that 2 of them?
So we had a huge donation from Sarah BC1.
Oh my God! Yes, we did.
It's a reroll for all players, a Benny for all players, a card to me, and then a interlude and Benny to Raven.
Oh my goodness! Okay, I love this.
Sarah!
So much crazy!
So much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, thank
You also get a Benny for an interlude.
much.
This is actually a perfect time where we can play with an interlude. So real quick, let's do the card first. Let me pull these out. Okay, let's do
I
it this
dig
way.
these cards. These cards are awesome.
I know, they're fun, right?
Ooh!
Oh my God! Another BBBB! You guys are
Dang.
amazing. All right, tell me when to stop. I'm gonna do it like this. Which card?
Stop.
All right, this one. Oh, this one. Oh my God, you guys are gonna get so freaking excited about this one. This one is called Love Interest. And it's play on a non-player character. The target eventually falls in love with your hero. He or she may tag along on your adventures or appear intermittently to help in various ways, but also gets into trouble as well. That is the card that you have.
This is by far the best
you
card
can't
in the
see it.
game.
So fitting.
What have we done?
That's perfect for me.
I'm so
I know.
happy.
Thank you,
I know,
Sarah.
it's like it was meant to be. Okay. Now, actually, before we do this, while you all are they're looking over everything, let's just hop right into this interlude. So, Diana, you get to be our interlude guinea pig. Are you excited?
I don't even know what we're doing, but okay.
I know. No, I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so interludes in Savage Worlds. Basically, what we're going to do is draw a card. So let me get my deck of cards here, and we'll do the same thing. Okay. You tell me where to stop, which card that you want. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Oh, I'm over here. I keep going the wrong direction.
Okay.
There we go. This way.
Stop.
Stop. Okay.
Yep.
This is a 2 of clubs. So for clubs, you can either, you have 3 options for a background, either scene or story you might like to tell about Raven. In clubs, you have either downtime, your hero broods or is angry about something. What is it and how does she misbehave? Backstory, a tale of misfortune from your hero's past, perhaps revealing something of his or her hindrances or a dark secret. Trek, a hardship the party overcame on their trip, the tragic death of a favored extra, spoiled or lost supplies, a mechanical breakdown, abysmal weather, and so on. So basically, you could pick from either any of those, and if something pops into your head, you could either tell a story about that or we could do a scene about that. So if you would like, whenever you have something that comes to mind, we can jump in then as opposed to putting you on the spot right now if you would like.
Read me the options again. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Downtime. Your hero broods or is angry about something. What is it and how does she misbehave? Backstory. A tale of misfortune from your hero's past. Anything that pops up. Trek. A hardship the party overcame on their trip. Anything that comes up. So it could be any kind of thing from your past, really. Those are more so to help you kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Narrow down what story you might like to tell about your character.
Oh boy.
You want some time to be able to think about it?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah, take some time. And just let me know when you're ready, and then we will check in and learn a little bit more about Raven.
Oh, goodness.
Back to the train. You all have gone over this information, and now you just have some time while you're traveling to Dorset. You know that someone is going to meet you at the train station and take you down to Kingston Lacy, where you will meet with Sir William Banks and begin your investigation. But is there anything you all would like to chat about here while you are on this train, where you have a little bit of free time with each other? Anything come to mind?
Go ahead.
Hey, Zelda, quick sidebar, as they say. Just, I feel like we're all sort of gelling together as friends, and I just have a real quick question. Don't mean to bring up bad stuff, but, like when we were in Nightmare Lands earlier yesterday, I guess, your memory is very disturbing. Was this a nightmare, or was this real memory?
And Zelda was sitting, she has like a massive, like sort of leather folder of a bunch of scroll parchments that were like specifically straightened out so they look like just leaves of paper, since we're hanging out with muggles. And she's actually been in the middle of like grading a bunch of essays from students because she's still doing a bit of her professorial work. And she waits for like 30 seconds considering, and doesn't break eye contact with you, and just decides what she wants to like reveal. And then eventually she gives a little exhale and closes her eyes. It was a memory, not just a nightmare. Miss Fortuna.
Well, I felt I needed to ask because I don't want to ask way later, and then it's awkward because I should have asked earlier. But also, I am really understanding why you're so mean to everybody now, and also I'm very sorry for you. That's a terrible thing to lose all those people, but that was probably like a really long time ago, right? Because you're like super old. How long ago was that?
You realize that every other thing you say is an insult, more or less, yes?
Not really. This is how I talk. I don't know, if there's different way to approach situation. I don't know it right now.
Now, I do remember you as a student at Hogwarts, so I know that someone at some point taught you manners. So, yes, that is why I am so mean. And it happened about a year before I left the United States and came to Hogwarts.
Well, at least, a great thing that happened from this terrible tragedy is that you came to Hogwarts and you affected all of our lives, more or less. And now you're over here having this real cool adventure, solving murders now. But seriously though, it's been real fun hanging out with you three, even though I have not done so with anybody in almost a few years. So I just want to be straight with you and know where you're coming from, and be honest with you as well, even though you say I am saying insult every other word that can't possibly be right. But I will work on, what is it called? Tact.
Fortuna, I genuinely hope you never change.
Okay, I won't change then. Never mind. Don't insult me like that. Okay.
So, Kanan, you and Raven are just like awkwardly here in the midst of this conversation too.
I said sidebar. We are at least 2 feet away.
Yeah.
I like
different.
to imagine you just like leaned over so that you could have this conversation.
I'm slightly out of frame, just talking to her.
Yeah. We're over here.
I would like to produce one of the potions that I made the previous day to Fortuna. So it's just it's a pepper up.
Nice.
So I just, as our little sidebar sort of like fades out, I'm like, hold on. This may be a train devoid of acceptable snacks, but I hope this will come in handy at some regardless.
What is it like? Is it a liquid bottle?
Yeah, so this is a little bottle. It's got like, it kind of looks like an hourglass on the inside with like a tiny chamber in between that's holding 2 different liquids away from each other. It's a pepper up potion, so it's basically like a little heal potion that like you kind of just flick it, it breaks the glass in between, and when it mixes, it heats up in order to make the effect happen.
Oh,
which you would remember if you paid attention in my class.
I am trying to remember it right now. Now I have remembered it. Thank you, Zelda, for this little. Hey, I got something for you too. I definitely thought about this before. I just gave her some of the beef jerky that I had taken from what's his face like yesterday.
Thomas. Yeah.
I don't have to remember his name. It's probably not going to be important later. So here's Zelda. Have some jerky. I took it myself. Now it is yours. It does nothing about healing or not. It just tastes like beef. Maybe it's pig. Unclear,
Wait, you said you... And she just sort of like, does like the old lady, like goes to the good teeth in the back and just sort of starts chewing on it like...
That's a good point, though. Any wounds or any fatigue that you all did take in your nightmare adventure dissipated. Whenever you came out of it, you did not have those. So that way, you're not operating with any wounds. All right. Well, so a lot of you all are just kind of chatting here and there, eating, chewing, gnawing on beef jerky. At least Zelda is. And occasionally, I forget what they're called, train worker, that's what they're called, will, walk by or ask if you all would like any refreshments. You did get booked into first class, of course, only the best. But beyond that, it seems like there's not a whole lot going on. You just have a little bit of time to think and rest for once. Everything has been so fast-paced, nonstop. It just feels like it's coming at you like a waterfall. Until now, kind of. Is there anything else anyone wanted to touch on before you arrive in Dorset?
Sorry, Go ahead, Kanan. Were you going to say something? Maybe I should do one of my things. I just don't know which one, to be honest with you.
Well,
Megan, you should help me.
Okay, why don't we do backstory, and let's do one like recent, like right before you were pulled into the Department of Mysteries. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. So I have just a brilliant idea. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I just gotta get a thing. Hold on. Oh my goodness. What I did the other day was set up this like prop drawer that I have here.
Oh, nice.
So that I could easily get into it. But instead, it's not easy at all. And now I'm just pulling a bunch of things out, trying to. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hold on. Let me just pull all these things up. Okay.
I knew this was coming. Okay. Yes.
Well, Raven, do you understand what mission you need to do? I mean, if you are the daughter of one of the upper crust members of the Cabal currently, then that means that you are very important, whether or not you want to be. So we're stationing you in London so that you can keep an eye on anything that's going on. I mean, you know that you specifically need to keep an eye on the Rippers department. They are a thorn in our side. But you know that.
Of course.
Yes, and you must report back at least once a week. If you do not, there will be dire consequences.
Of course. That's
Good.
what I signed on for. I mean, I didn't have a choice.
Well, you know, it is the life that you were born into, more or less. And that's what happens whenever you work for the Cabal. You are one of our best. You've always trained well within the Night Guard, so it is quite good to have you here. But I will say that I have not been very happy about some of your performance as of recent. I believe that there was a muggle you were supposed to dispatch, correct?
Yes.
And you let him go.
Because I believed he was innocent.
I don't care if he's innocent. What I care is that you follow what I asked you to do. So because you didn't, and as he says this, he kind of flicks a hand. And this is Quentin Caro, by the way, if you all didn't realize, with the glasses. He flicks a hand, and someone comes out, one of the other Night Guard comes out of the door with this, middle-aged woman, and her hands are bound, and they just kind of pull her over. And he says, because you didn't dispatch that one and do what you were supposed to, and he levels his wand at her. And right as he says that, a bright green burst comes out of the tip of his wand, aimed right at her head. And as soon as it hits her, she immediately crumbles. He said, because you didn't take care of that one, I took care of this one instead. Don't even know who she was, pulled her off the street. That's what happens when you don't do what I asked.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Her blood is now on your hands. So next time, I expect that when I ask you to dispatch a muggle or anyone, that you will, and you will do it the way that I asked for. Well, I think you've learned your lesson. I believe that your father wants you for some sort of dinner. I don't know, but you should run along. You know what happens when he gets angry. He doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Thank you.
And he turns and leaves you in this room with this dead woman.
I'd kneel down if no one was around, and I would cast Legilimens and maybe just keep a memory of hers and then put it away. And I grab a little vial out of my pocket and then put the memory into the vial.
Did you pick a particular memory, or did you just pull one at random?
Just one at random.
So you pulled a memory that you didn't necessarily get to see, but that you will hold later so that you can go and visit it and honor this woman's memory.
Of course. And
so,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything
No,
else?
that's fine. No, that's it. Yeah.
So as you're riding on this train, your thoughts, Raven, turn back to not long before now, but they turn back to Quentin. Quentin is, for better or worse way to put it, essentially your boss, your prison guard, your whatever you want to call him. Not someone you are overly fond of, per se. And you do know that he has some kind of relation to Kanan, but you don't know much about it. But as you are remembering this dark moment in your recent past, you come back, hearing the train sounds again and hearing your comrades talking about various different things kind of pulls you back, and you all find yourself back on the train, not too far now from Dorset. You're pretty sure you've been riding for quite some time now. So you all can start to prepare yourselves to disembark this train. Is there anything before the train arrives? All right. So not long after, you all did get to eat a little bit of breakfast. You all got to drink a little bit of tea or coffee, maybe for Zelda. and finally, the train does arrive. It is a really nice, pretty countryside place, getting out of the city a little bit. For you, Fortuna, and maybe even you, Raven, this is not an unusual thing for you all to see, as you are in and out of the city quite a bit. But for some of you city folks, I suppose, Zelda, you are at Hogwarts a lot, but it is a different terrain than that. So this is kind of a nice reprieve. It is drizzling slightly, but beyond that, it seems to be a fairly nice day. So as you all exit the train, there is a very well-dressed man, and he's holding a sign, and it has all of your last names on it. And he just looks like he's just as prim and proper as you could possibly be, probably a driver of some kind. And he's just standing there, holding the sign, looking at everyone who comes along. He looks at you all with the sign.
Yes, that's us.
Those are our names. Why are you holding them?
Oh, well, because I'm here to pick you up. I was sent by Sir Banks to drive you over to Kingston Lacy, yes? Did you have lots of luggage?
No, I don't believe we did.
Zelda drops her little overnight bag in front of him.
Oh, yes. He just bends over and picks it up. Is there anything else? Yes.
I just grab my 2 bags and I quietly hop on the carriage.
Yes, yes. Everyone make yourselves comfortable. It is a fairly short ride to the house. So as you all get settled, he's got a fairly fancy carriage, but, you know, nothing out of the ordinary per se. And it is, like he said, a fairly nice ride through the countryside to a very large, beautiful English mansion. And once you get there, he takes your bags. A few other people come out, they take your bags, and they say, we will take these up to your rooms so that you don't have to worry about them, and you can get right to the investigation. And there's also another man, and you do recognize this man as Sir William Banks. He is the person who lives in this house, the nobleman that you have essentially come to investigate for. And once people start taking your bags, he comes out and he goes, "Oh, yes, I'm so glad that you all are here. And as a matter of fact, let me put on my glasses so that I can see you a little bit better." Okay.
As this was happening, by the way, was there any anxiety like around Raven giving up her bags to like the servants taking them inside?
Good question. What do you think, Raven? Was there any? Or if you don't want to say one way or another, we can make it a roll.
Make it a roll.
Okay, so Zelda, make a notice roll, and Raven, you will be making an opposed smarts roll to that.
Both my dice exploded.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's okay. It's only 8.
An
You got
8.
it. You got it. I rolled a 6.
You got a 6. Okay, so what does Zelda notice, Raven?
Raven, as the man approaches and asks, and I pick up my bags. I make eye contact with him, and I kind of clench my bags a little bit harder around my grip. And then I look down, and I quickly walk up the stairs into the carriage.
That's what you notice. It does seem like she is a little protective of her luggage. So,
and I think she very blasé is like, my dear, that's literally their job. You're denying them the fulfillment of their work. And she's gonna just sort of bluster about like not being She's trying not to be mean though. It's like, you could just let them do their job. It's totally fine. But she is mentally like clocking, like, that was weird. That was a weird interaction.
I mean, to Raven, she's just used to doing everything on her own, you know. She's a loner and she doesn't, and also she, you know, just coming out of that memory, she doesn't want to talk to anyone right now. She doesn't want to talk to Kanan right now because she knows she has to kill him. So, yeah, so she just stays quiet.
Okay. As you all are having this conversation, and Sir William Banks does come over and he says, "Oh yes, I spoke with Mrs. Harker, and she sent you all, and I'm so glad to have you here. She said that you were the best, and I'm, as you know, someone's been murdered. I mean, obviously you know that, and it's very upsetting. It's not something I want to happen on my grounds. So come right in, come in, and everything and everyone here is at your disposal. I do have the other 4 unspeakables. They are in the study downstairs, awaiting your arrival. We haven't touched the body, although I will say it is starting to smell a bit. That's, oh goodness, that's very crass. I apologize. I'm just quite flustered here in all of this. So, what can I do for you first? Would you like to see the body? Did you want to talk to the other unspeakables? The staff?
I assure you that we will figure this out for you, for your sake. So you don't have to be so upset. I understand this is quite scary and surprising, but just know that we are here, we're professionals.
Oh, okay, well, I very much appreciate that. It is a lot. It has been quite the weekend.
Is this person a muggle or is he a magical person?
He is a magical person.
Okay,
as far as you can tell, everyone here seems to be, it seems to be a fairly wizarding world.
Okay.
Group.
Megan, you mentioned that it's starting to smell. Can I do a notice roll to see if I can smell it from where I'm at?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
That's an explosion.
Yeah.
Cool, that's an 11.
Hey!
Wow. Okay, so you kind of take a moment, and you're kind of just in the front entrance to just notice the smells that are coming to you. And you smell a lot of things. You do smell something that you would recognize as like rancid meat or dying meat, things like that. You can smell that, but it's not overly strong. You gather that you don't think it's particularly close to where you are, but close enough that you can smell it. But you also smell other things. You smell the wet dirt from outside, from the little bit of drizzle that is happening, and the grass and the trees. You can just smell nature a bit, and you smell cleaning products. Looking about, you can tell that the house looks fairly well kept. You saw that there was a fair amount of staff, so it seems that Sir William Banks maintains quite a nice property, especially at least when he has guests, as far as you can tell. And then you smell what smells like cooking, maybe tea, maybe leftover scents from breakfast. So there's a mingling of things, but you do seem to smell the body as well.
I would, Mr. Banks, I would suggest that, especially if you're saying that the body's starting to reek, mayhaps we take a look at that so we can get that out of the way and we can dispose of it how we should. So you no longer have to deal with that smell.
Oh, yes, that would be very much appreciated. And I would also like for Mr. Puget to be able to see his final rest, of course. Right this way. And he leads you all up the stairs that you're standing at the base of. And you go up to the second level, and he walks down the hallway a little bit, and then he kind of pushes a door open. And as he does, that scent that you smelled, Kanan, comes out a lot stronger, and the rest of you can smell it as well. And it appears that it is a bedroom. And if you want to kind of look in, you can in fact see that there is a body on the floor. And Banks says, yes, if you don't mind, I am not accustomed to seeing the dead, so I will not join you in the room, but I will be out here, or the staff are nearby. We are at, as I said, your disposal, so let us know if you need anything.
Appreciate it, Mr. Banks, and Kanan will walk in.
All right. Yeah, so you come in to this room. It looks like a fairly normal bedroom, all things considered, except that there happens to be a dead body on the floor.
All right. I would first want to go over to any of the windows. Maybe if there's any other doors in this room. I want to see if there's any type of forced entry somewhere.
Okay, make a notice roll.
Dokey.
Are we letting you do this by yourself? Like,
Yeah, you gather that Banks or at least somebody is nearby in case you need help, but you're alone in the room.
oh, I very specifically meant like, is Kanan like, hold on and like doing it?
Oh, no.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was like,
No.
Zelda will happily stand back and go like,
No, he
sick him.
no, he just straight up walks in. He just kind of starts sniffing around a little bit. 2 explosions, so that is another 11.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So you were looking specifically out the doors and the windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go over to there's 2 windows in this room, and you check them. They seem unmolested, to say the least. They seem fairly normal. It doesn't look like there was any kind of forced entry. Looking around the door, you don't really see anything. The door looks fine, but what you do see are some footprints that seem to be coming from this room and going out of the door somewhere else.
All right. And where exactly in the room is when you walk into the room, is the body hidden like on the other side of the bed where you can't see it when you first walk in?
So when you walk into the room, to your right is a wall, to your left is like the bed and the nightstand, and then moving forward there's kind of like a closet, and there's space at the foot of the bed, and he's kind of at the corner of the foot of the bed, so you can kind of see like his legs and everything as you walk into the room, and as you go in a little further then you can see where the head and everything is.
All right. Excellent. I would noticing those footprints. I want to get down with my wand, and I want to measure like the length and the width of the footprint.
Okay.
If I could.
I'm gonna say you can do that. I don't really think you need to roll for that unless you think that you have a hard time deciphering those things.
I don't think so.
No, I don't either. So yeah, you can do that. Measuring this foot, it looks, from what you can gather, it's a bigger foot. So you assume it's probably a man's shoe. It's not huge, seems relatively average. So maybe, see it this time, probably maybe size 9-ish foot there.
While Kanan's doing that, I'm just gonna like chat with the rest of the team.
Okay.
Hey, I think it's real cool we have the dog guy here with us, because he can like do basically all the work. I'm not really investigating kind of person. Do you two have like experience like solving crimes? I just live in the woods. I still don't know why I'm part of this team, honestly. It's very confusing to me.
Open your eyes and perhaps you can see some.
Well, I mean, they told us this room belongs to Enrico Gambucci, a long last name, start with a G. Enrico's room, so yeah, I got there. So, like, maybe it was just like him. I don't know. Also, can we not just cast Detect Magic? Is that a spell we know? Sorry, out of character. Is there? Oh, okay. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't really find anything.
Let me see. I believe there is one that
spell
falls into that category. It is Detect Conceal Arcana.
Yeah. I mean, should I just do that?
Sure. Yeah, you wanna cast that? It's
okay.
A -1.
Okay.
For the spellcasting roll.
Spellcasting die is 4, but now I know I roll it with a 6 wild die, which I didn't know before.
Oh gosh, yes.
New information.
So good at spells now.
That's still a 5. Was that?
That's a success.
Yeah.
So are you?
Can I use one of my BBBs to make it a push extra success?
A raise? Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me name. Mark, I want to figure out which person you are. Aha! Okay, so what are you specifically looking for? Are you doing it like on the room entirely, or is it something more specific?
On the body, I want to see if he was killed via magical means or just beaten with a stick.
Okay, so in general, casting to detect Arcana, it's hard to get. It's sort of like, is there magic in the area? So what you can tell is that there's magic around him, but it seems pretty like consistent. And this is something you've noticed around people within the wizarding world in general. It's just sort of like an after image of the magic that they are. But you don't notice anything that seems particularly magical beyond that. But as you look at the body, what you do see is that there is a bloody shirt wrapped around his head. There's not a whole lot of blood necessarily pooling there, but that is there, which seems a little bit strange. But that's pretty much all you notice in regards to the Arcana.
Seems like he was beaten with a stick. I mean, I don't know what else we can really say. Conn, you found anything cool with the sniffing nose of yours?
Actually, yes. I did find, it doesn't look like there's any signs of forced entry, but there are rather somewhat large footprints leading in and out of this room that I was able to determine. But close enough to my size, so I would guess it would be a male, which, as we know, it being inside Rico's room, so I guess that could definitely kind of point towards him a little bit more, but there are other males of the group, and not Mr. Banks as well, too. So,
yeah. So every member of the team, the Not Us team, they're all men, so that's weird.
Yep.
Nice.
No ladies on that team, weird.
I mean, that's why they were so incompetent as to let a man clearly.
I would agree with that, Professor.
Raven, I know you like to like hang out the memories that are not yours, but like, can you take a memory from like dead person or from like room, or has to be from person?
Oh no, I can take a memory from him. I was just waiting for you to say your investigation, giving you the floor. And she would.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Please go right ahead. This is all craziness to me.
And she would bend down, point her wand at his head, and cast Legitimate.
Okay.
And I'd like to go to the memory of right before, a couple minutes before this how he died.
Okay, so a couple minutes before. So what you see is that he is arguing with someone, and it looks like he's out in the hallway. And you recognize the face. The face is Enrico. And they seem to be arguing about Maxwell, the man who is dead, seems to be angry at Enrico for snooping or something like that. You can't tell, but eventually Enrico just storms off and walks down the stairs, and you hear a door slam and some glass like break or tinkle or something, and then you see him go into the bathroom, and he just kind of starts to wash his hands, and then all of a sudden everything goes black after that.
So he had a fight with Enrico, this man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So right before this happened, he was having a fight with actually Enrico, and he went to the bathroom, to the washroom, to wash his face, and it went black. So I'm wondering if Enrico perhaps dragged his body into his room. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would...
Look, we're all wizards. There is nothing dumber than I can think of than a magical person doing a murder and then dragging the corpse into their own room.
You're right. That was a stupid assumption, and I agree.
I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying that whoever decided that this was the proper frame-up is sloppy and terrible. We will find them out. Do not denigrate yourself, Miss Hemlock. If anyone does it, I'll do it. But don't do it to yourself.
Oh, she just gives her like a small like smile of like appreciation.
I have a question.
Yes.
We knew we were getting on a train to come solve a murder and that there were going to be a bunch of people in the house. Verita Serum is a potion that exists in this world. Would Zelda have access to it, or would she have had time to make some before she started?
Ah, that is a good question. So let's say this, because you're dealing with the Department of Mysteries, they very likely have just a ton of potions on tap. So I will say, let's do common wizardry at a -4.
Okay.
And if you succeed, then they did have it and you were able to get some.
Perfect. All right. It could happen. It didn't. I'm going to use a Benny.
A Benny? Okay.
Again. Okay, I got a 4. Nope. It's a 0. No.
No.
I'm going to try one more time.
Another Benny? Okay.
Yeah, another Benny. Nope, it's just not going to happen.
Oh no! Are you sure
Can
you
I
don't
reflavor this and say that like there were stores of it, and Zelda is prissy and would not take potions made by lesser people?
Yeah, you certainly
I would
can.
rather not use it than use whatever this is.
Yeah. So you looked about in the potion stores before you left, and you saw some, but they looked like they were covered in dust.
Oof.
And you just didn't want to trust the efficacy of it, because if it didn't work, then you could have been lied to and you would have thought that it was the truth, and that just won't do.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Yes, for sure.
Well, I'm all out of ideas.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to suggest that maybe we should talk to Enrico and see what they were fighting about. And perhaps that could lead us into something, or someone else, maybe that was in this house. A visitor?
Absolutely interrogate the lesser unspeakables. In lieu of a Veritaserum, can I lean on you, Fortuna and Kanan, to replicate their effects via threat of violence?
Oh yeah, I can punch really hard. Did you remember last time when I like punched the door open? That was crazy.
I do.
Of course, Professor, I can do that.
Lovely.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, well, I guess if we're gonna leave this room, I do have like one weird question. Is it normal for people to wear bloody shirts on head? Should we poke at that a little bit? Like look at the body
Yes.
a little more?
I want to examine the body and also examine the room before we go.
Okay. So make another notice roll. Anyone who wants to look at something specific, make a notice roll.
Yeah, I'll get in on that.
5. You know what? I'll add, what is it? Using a Benny, adds +2?
Ooh.
Or a spell casting roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No worries. You could use one of your BBBs and roll another wild
Yes.
die for another
Let me
opportunity.
I rolled a snake
No.
eyes. So I didn't get it.
I have a 5
I
total.
rolled a 4.
Oh,
5
okay.
or 4.
I got a 6.
okay,
A
good.
6. What did you get, Fortuna?
Snake eyes. Got double fail.
Oh no. Okay. What specifically were you looking for, Fortuna, or at?
I was just gonna take the towel off his head. Or
Yeah.
I guess I can.
Failed.
When you go over there to do that, you kind of bump into a house plant, like a fake house plant that's nearby. It's covered in dust for some reason, and it just you take a deep breath as you reach down. It kind of hits your face, and you just get all of this dust in your eyes. So you will be at a -1 for sight-based notice rolls for the rest of the session.
God damn it.
Oh no! So you all kind of see Fortuna's over there dealing with all
Can't
that.
say anything here. Must be not the murder then. All right, I'll go wait outside the door. You guys figure it out.
Okay, so let's start. Diana, you rolled a 5, right?
Yes.
And you wanted to look at the body and the room.
Yes. So the body, as she's taken off the bandage, or sorry, the shirt, I want to see if there's what type of blow, or whatever, anything unusual. And then the room, see if anything's out of place, maybe a book's out of place, or just something that doesn't quite fit work. I don't know.
So let's have this notice roll be for the body, and then we'll do another one for the room.
Okay.
So looking at the body, if you can go and kind of try to move the shirt about that Fortuna was trying to do, and and you do see that it looks like there were maybe 2 blows to the head, and you assume, as to the best of your expertise, that this is probably what killed him. It kind of goes along the lines of blacking out in the bathroom before. Beyond that, the way his clothes is kind of ruffled, it does look like he was dragged. But that's pretty much it on the body. There's not a whole lot more than that. There's obviously, like, the body has some blood on it, but not as much as you would think. And then did you want to... well, actually, before I have you do one for the room, let me hop over to Zelda. What your roll was a 4, or your?
Yeah, I got a 4.
Okay.
But
and what were you
Raven said out loud that he was in the bathroom when he blacked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she would have eschewed looking around in the room since everyone else was doing it and just headed to the bathroom.
Okay, so this notice rolls for the bathroom then.
Yeah.
So on your way over there, those footprints that Kanan mentioned, they go to the bathroom. But one thing that stands out to you about them is that they are going towards the bathroom, the shoes, as opposed to away. And when you go into the bathroom, you do see that they're looking kind of up higher. There's splatters of blood on the ceiling. And this room seems mostly clean, but looking at the wall, it kind of looks like there's some smudged blood as opposed to, like, just blood that was splattered there.
Uh-huh. Where are the smudges?
On the wall in the bathroom.
Interesting. Does it look like it was trying to be wiped away, or... So Zelda is deeply convinced that there is some sort of staging happening here. Does this look like sloppy staging, or like the beginnings of cleaning and then the person ran out of time?
Make a notice roll to -2.
Sweet. All right. Explosion on my tiny boy. All right. 4.
4, that's a success. So you try to look a little closer, and as you look closer at some of this kind of smeared blood on the wall, it does look like somebody tried to kind of clean up hastily after them. And you also notice a little bit of blood on the window as well, on the windowsill.
I pointed out to the group and just, this clearly, whoever did this thought they had more time. They were interrupted by someone or something. I think the next best course of action is to figure out who in this house was the someone.
And Kanan, you got a 4 for your notice roll?
A 6.
Oh, a 6.
For notice.
What were you specifically looking at?
So the Raven was telling us, she was from the memory about the argument and everything. I just wanted to kind of get down a little bit closer to the body and just kind of take a deep breath in, see if I can catch another scent that maybe I might be able to figure out later. Just the scent of a person. If he was dragged, maybe I can pick up on something, if anything.
Yeah. Let's see. So you're trying to pick up on just not necessarily discover something, but just kind of make note of some of the scents that you're noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So make a notice roll.
Let me see. So as I make that notice roll, he feels his mind start to get a little fuzzy, and then he's gonna unbutton the top of his shirt just a little bit, and he's gonna pull out this like tiny little necklace with a clock on the inside of it, and just kind of looks around, presses it, and says "Tempus." Goes back 5 seconds, and he's gonna try it again. Dang it!
Oh,
I lost a little die. Oh, well, I'll use this die.
Bye, die.
That's going to be a 5.
A 5. Okay. Yeah, so, and you had a successful one before, of course. So I will say that you do notice a few different scents. You notice just the scent of what you assume is this person. So you can kind of, that you can tell with that. But if you get close to kind of like his head, it kind of smells one way. And if you kind of, can sniff the shirt as well, those two smells seem similar. It seems like another person. And then you're also able to pick up a few other scents. I mean, you know that he was here over the weekend, so it's kind of an intermingling of various different things, but it's like there are a fair amount of different people sort of on him.
All right.
So let's hop back over. Well, actually first, Fortuna, you're out in the hallway. Is there anything you would like to do while you're out there?
I guess check hallway for signs of struggle, blood, obvious bad stuff.
Make a notice roll at a -4.
Is that plus the -1 I get for sight-based notice?
At a -5.
Oh, eyesight's very bad. I only get D6 for this, so... Oh, that's not good. That's a 4, so that's -5. It's -1.
Would you like to re-roll?
Oh, that's right. I have thingy. Yes, I would like to re-roll, please.
All
my
right.
re-rolls. Wait, find that there. Okay. That's a 0. I'm doing real cool, real hot.
Ooh.
I think I got a lot of minuses. I'm just gonna take it.
You're the fighter,
Okay.
Victoria. We need you for your fist.
So, looking around, you don't really see anything that stands out to you. You notice that there are the decor here is kind of what you would expect of an archaeologist. There seem to be some what look like artifacts, maybe some like Egyptian statues, other old statues, vases, things like that. But beyond that, beyond what has already been pointed out in regards to like the footprints and things like that, you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. So Raven, hopping back over to you, you wanted to look around the room. So go ahead and make another notice roll for that.
Okay, and I'm gonna use my special, so I get an extra wild die.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, 5.
Okay, a 5 is a success.
Great. Great.
So looking around the room, it looks pretty like normal. You don't see a lot of anything that stands out here. It kind of feels like the body was just brought in here. But you said you wanted to see if you noticed anything that was missing, right?
Yeah, that or on him, something that just sticks out. Something just different.
Make another notice roll at a -2.
Okay, come on, explosion. Come on. Explosion on my wild die. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes.
10.
10.
Yeah. So one thing that you notice, the closet door is slightly ajar. And looking inside that door, you see a line of just like a couple of outfits that are hung up. There's some shirts. This is clearly men's clothes. And you see what looks like 2 pair of shoes and then a space in between them where you would gather from what you can tell there was another set of shoes there, but that's gone. And then you also notice looking at the shirts in here, and you remember looking back at the shirt that was on his head. That shirt on his head is a lot bigger than the shirts in this closet. Those are a couple of things that just strike you as standing out.
I don't think the same person that killed this man is the same person that wraps his shirt around that head. This is someone else.
What do you mean that that maybe it's not Rico?
So I would walk over to the closet, pull the shirts, and I'll show how big these shirts are. And I go, look, look at the size of this shirt, and then let me show you. And then I put the shirt down and I walk over to the bloody shirt that Michelle was holding earlier, took off earlier, and I just kind of kind of delicately, I just hold it up, blood soaked and all, and she's just like, and look at the size of this. It's quite small. It's just something I observed. I'm sorry. Yes, Zelda, go ahead.
Oh, you do not need to apologize. I believe now that this is perhaps a collaboration between multiple individuals. Is that what you're implying?
Perhaps. I mean, maybe we should interrogate more than just one person. Maybe all of them, perhaps, down there.
Fortuna, how are your eyes? That doesn't matter. How are your fists?
I call in from outside. Oh, you guys done solving murder? Feeling great. So are we gonna go punch? What's it called? Interrogate the boys who are not us down the hall?
Yes.
Get your fists ready, darling.
Okay.
Done.
Kanan, your thoughts, good sir?
Well, I mean, from all the clues that we've definitely picked up, I mean, Professor, I would probably agree with you on that one. It could definitely be multiple people, but I do agree. Speaking with all of them would probably be for the best. And it'd probably be even better if we get a chance to talk to Mr. Banks later as well. I mean, yes, his establishment, but you never know. It being on his grounds could always make him a suspect as well. Any one of his staff, there's a lot of people here, but if they're the ones that we have at our disposal first, I said definitely let's go with them. The boys group. I'm the one boy with all the ladies. So
Calling it that now, the boys group.
Question.
Yes.
Now, if they are all somehow connected to this and collaborating, they've had a day to get their story straight. They're probably sitting pretty in whatever room they're being held in. Perhaps some sort of subterfuge on our end could yield better results than a direct interrogation, though I am a fan of other people doing punches. Should we try a carrot before a stick, so to speak, and perhaps smoke them out for inconsistencies in their stories?
like that idea.
I second that.
I don't know what you're talking about, but just tell me what to do.
I think the best thing to do is to try to divide and conquer. Miss Felix. We will have Raven with her particular wiles. Kanan with his... I don't know if boys just like each other. They just get along. If that's a thing.
For the most part, I guess, yes.
Fortuna, you get one of them in the woods.
Oh, cool. Going at outside trip. Sounds good.
Correct.
Okay. So,
I was
go
going
ahead.
to say anyone in particular that we're all kind of drawn to try to take off to where we want to speak with him. I mean, obviously Rico is kind of our, as of now, he seems like the main suspect out of the four. But anyone in particular that anyone here wants to actually talk to?
I would say Enrico first because he was having that argument, and he was the last one to see him.
So I would probably suggest Raven. You know, if we split them all up, it'd probably be good for you to talk to him since you were kind of in his brain at the end. We had mentioned those shirts are larger. Were any of the other three gentlemen, were they larger? Would wear a shirt such as this?
Yes, the red-faced one. What was his name?
Jonathan Jellicoe. Him
Jellicoe.
and Maxwell, the man who is dead, were a little bit larger.
Oh yeah, well he's a politician, right? So, I mean, Professor, how are you at talking with politicians? You have a pretty good sense for when someone's trying to lie to you, and you know how they sometimes talk out of both sides of their mouth.
I am equally disrespectful to large and small men alike. I'm happy to take him.
Excellent. And then how about you, Fortuna? That leaves us with Omar, or Armstrong, a retired military or archaeologist?
Well, I think, like when you threaten someone who works like in office building, they get more scared than a person who is like professional fighter. So maybe I take archaeologist, you take army dude.
Retired military. Yeah, that's fine with me. I think that'll work.
Okay.
Good way for us to split them up.
So you all are planning to essentially interrogate them on a one-on-one basis, and you're each taking one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So are you all done for now investigating the upstairs area? The murder area? Okay, so if you guys go out and just walk down a little ways, you see that Sir William Banks is down at the base of the stairs. He's talking with some staff. So if you wanted to go and ask him if you could access the other four unspeakables, he would lead you to the study. Whenever he goes in there are in fact the four men sitting there. They don't seem to be interacting with one another per se. They seem a little on edge, just kind of finding some way to pass the time. But whenever you all enter, they all look up and say, "Oh, is this? Oh, wait, I've seen these four before. Oh, right, the ministry. Yes. Well, what is it, Sir Banks?" And Sir Banks says, "Oh, yes, these are the four other unspeakables that Mrs. Harker sent. And they would like to speak with you all, I think, each maybe separately. So they are in charge now, and they will, you should do what they say." And he kind of backs out and lets you guys go into the room. And these four men are just looking at you all, waiting to find out what it is you want them to do.
Hey, while we're all together on the same room, hey, what's up, new people? Can we all agree that it's like really not neat, not cool that Mina decided to call all of us unspeakables? That's like a terrible nickname. First of all, did not agree to it, and I feel like we were speaking to each other. We're speaking of it. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why people don't talk about us? Like, we're a pretty good group of people. I don't know what you for. Somebody murdered somebody, so one of you bad, but
The more portly man who's sitting in a chair kind of goes, "Well, I think that was just the name that, I don't think it was Mina that came up with it. I think it was, I don't know, she mentioned Van Helsing. It's because we're not supposed to speak about things, so."
Well, let's make any sense. I think the word would mean like we don't. Okay, anyway, semantics, but don't like that name. Not using it for us. Maybe for you. For if all of you murdered this guy, is my guess right now. I guess.
Whenever you talk about that, they all just kind of look away.
May I make a suggestion to each and every one of you? Leave your wands in this room. Any of you could have been the murderer, and I don't need any of you trying to kill one of us, of course.
One of the younger looking men, he's kind of standing in the back. He goes, "Oh, this is ridiculous. Of course, I'm offended that we're being held this way. I mean, it's not our fault that a man was murdered while we were here."
Right, but of course your suspect's number one, so all of you. And I'm just asking for my safety, that you place your wand on the table right there in front of you. That's all I'm asking.
He kind of looks at you for a moment, and then he pulls out his wand and goes and walks over to the table and kind of sets it down, looks at you. "Okay, fine." And then he walks back. He doesn't seem happy about it, though.
Thank you.
And as he does that, the other kind of pull out their wands, and they set them down as well.
Zelda's gonna walk across the room and sit in a chair next to Mr. Jellicoe, and just start pouring the two of them some brandy. And she just pushes it over to him and is trying to give a look like, just let this happen. This is not an us problem. Like trying to commiserate, like big dude to old lady. Like this isn't an us thing.
Yeah. if you do that, I mean, he kind of looks down, takes it, and he nods back, a knowing nod, and sips the brandy that you poured.
Yep.
Well, is this all you came in here for? Just to tell us to put our wands down and then stare at us awkwardly, telling us we're all murderers?
Who's speaking right now?
Jonathan Jellicoe.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll say
Jellicoe,
he'll hold this when he's speaking.
You are a politician, am I correct?
Yes.
You understand better than the rest of us, no doubt, about the importance of keeping up appearances, and we would not be doing our job if we didn't go through, the rigmarole. So please, for all of our sakes, just humor us. Send the younger ones off with their counterparts. A brief discussion should bring light to this, and you and I can sit in amiable silence while we wait for this to happen.
Oh, well, I'm fine with this, yes.
And she refills her drink, drains it, and pours him another one.
Ah, yes.
All right.
This morning, she's enjoying her life.
All right, enough the chit-chatting. Omar, you're with me. Come on, buddy, let's go take a walk. Go outside.
So the man who was giving Raven kind of the eye in regards to putting his wand down, he's kind of the one standing in the back. He's on my head for him so we can keep track. He comes over and he goes, "Oh, well, okay, I suppose it's you and I then. What are we doing? We're going for a walk. Okay. Lead on then, I suppose."
Yep, outside. Door is for outside. Let's go.
And he follows you. And Raven, who were you going with?
Let me go with, I think it was Enrico, because I dug into his memory. So
yes,
I'd like to speak
Enrico.
to him about his memory.
Okay, so Enrico, I'll put this on for him. I'm finding all these things. This is Enrico. He has this weird thing around his neck.
Oh, I
Love it.
Yeah, he was kind of silently standing in the back, kind of a slender man. And so if you say his name, he goes, "Yes, I will come with you then." And he comes over to you, and then that leaves the Colonel, Armstrong, and he's sitting in another chair. He's one of the older men here. And I assume you talk to him as well, Kanan.
Yes. I'll just ask him, Mr. it's Armstrong Pertrero?
Procero.
Procero.
Procero, yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you'd like to, just go out with me. There's a garden up in the front. We could just sit and have a chat outside.
Oh, sure. And he kind of he gets up a little bit slowly, and he motions for you to lead the way as well.
Would you like my cane?
No. Thank you, though. I'm quite fine myself. I've lived with it for quite a while. And he just kind of shuffles along. Okay, so let's start off with Fortuna, and you have Omar, yes? Head glasses guy. So he's following you, and he just seems agitated. He seems impatient, but he's following along. And as you walk outside, he goes, "Oh, is there a point to where we're going, or can I learn what it is that you want to ask me? I can tell you now, I did not murder anyone. I do not have a stomach for it."
Oh, cool. Sounds good to me. Guess you didn't murder him. You can go home now. Look, buddy, you know how that's not gonna work here with me. We're outside, because I don't like being inside. And I feel like, outside's nice. Is it still raining?
It's not so much. It's a little, like, misty more than raining, per se.
It's a beautiful day for, the earth is like just still a little damp, so like all the wormies come out and but there's no bugs, so it's kind of nice, I like the earth when it's just a little bit damp, but not too damp. Very important. All right, so let's have a seat on this. I don't know, rock. I find a rock.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of, you find like a couple of rocks that are kind of haphazardly sticking out of the ground, and you sit on one that's like sticking up more, and there's another one that's kind of like too low, and so he kind of like goes over there and sits back on it, but his knees are up a little too high, and he tries to look really, like normal, but he looks very awkward.
Excellent. All right, Omar, so listen, this sucks so bad. Did you know about... I'm not very good at lying or subterfuge or apparently investigating a room, so I don't honestly really know what's going on here either. But I got to talk to you, so let's talk.
Okay. Well, I'm just glad that you were on the case then.
Yeah, I don't know. They keep calling us like experts in the field. It's like, what is this? Holy, we just showed up like a couple days ago. We don't even know each other before like 3 days ago. It's crazy.
Well, I will agree with that. It is also kind of what it was like for us. It's quite strange, but it's about saving the world. And
so we're like, are you like best friends with those other guys now, or what happened there?
No, they're all kind of awful, to be entirely honest.
Okay. So your group is not the chosen ones. I don't know. The prophecy doesn't make any sense. Seem like if you chosen ones is a bad thing, but.
I don't know. I don't have much information either, apparently.
Okay, so listen. This guy, what's his name? Sir
Maxwell.
Yep. Guy who died. You know his name? Don't have to say it. Why do you think he got killed? Why is he so important? He's constable.
I have no idea. He doesn't seem quite important at all. To me, he's just kind of annoying and rude. But beyond that, I don't think there was anything worth killing him over.
Was he magical constable? Sorry, just checking.
I don't know. It's so confusing when you're dealing with Muggle world and regular world, and I believe that he was a wizard, but I don't know that he specifically utilized it in his day-to-day work. Sometimes people cross over.
Okay, another question for you then. If you didn't murder him, who murdered him? Please just tell me so we can cut. I don't know who did it, and I don't know how to interrogate. It's very confusing.
I don't know who murdered him. If I did, even if I did, I don't know if anyone would listen to me. I feel like anyone in this house could have done it. They're all weird and... I don't know. I just want to dig up random old artifacts and put them in museums. That's all I want to do, and now I'm here, stuck in the middle of a murder and a prophecy.
Why did Mina send you to this place anyway?
Because Mr. Banks has a fair amount of knowledge about Egyptology specifically, and has some artifacts that Mina thought were important to look at. That's all the information that we had, and the weekend was quite nice. We had lunch in the gardens. There's a lovely sunken garden here, and we had tea and got to wander.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your cool vacation, because we almost died last time we had a little adventure. Not very nice for me to send you guys on nice vacay and us to like Nightmare Land. A little bit of Kanon's boss's fault. Anyway, long story. Listen, I think I was supposed to like intimidate you, interrogate you. I'm supposed to like punch you a lot, so you tell me like who did it.
I don't know who did it.
I kind of don't want to punch you because you look like a sad guy. I tell you what. Can I cast mind reading on him?
Yes. Let me see that one. Oops. Wrong tab. Okay.
Number 30.
Mind reading. So basically you can cast like legilimens, which I believe is mind reading. Yep. That was fun. So it's -1.
Okay. So Omar, I'm going to give it to you straight. We got two options because I'm not very creative. One, I just cast legilimens on you. I do it super good. I learn truth find out if you not kill her. And then I know for sure.
Please.
And maybe you let me. Number 2, I punch it out of you. It's gonna hurt a lot and leave bad scar, probably like around face.
I really don't want to be punched. Just use the lemons. I'm totally fine with that.
Oh, cool beans. All right, that'll be super easy. Here we go. All right. Do I get? So is it contested thing?
This one I do not. Yes, I do believe it is normally an opposed roll, but he's not opposing you, so it won't be in this instance.
So I can just roll normally, or do I have to roll at all?
You just roll. Yeah, you still roll spellcasting at a -1.
Got it. Okay. That's a 4. Is that a success?
Yes, that is a success.
And then I want to use I have one more BBBB left to push to try to get any extra information that he might not actively. That might be a clue that he's not actively thinking about.
Okay, great. Yeah, using your BBBBB. So you focus and you cast Legilimens, and because he's not resisting you, he's just letting you go into his mind. You are able to kind of see what happened this weekend. One thing you do notice though is everything feels real fuzzy. It just seems to you, as best you can tell, that he's either a horrible listener, and just easily distracted, or his memory is awful. But you did read that in his file, so this does make sense. You do recall that while you're in there. But yes, looking through his memories, you see that he came down this weekend, that they've been eating, talking, playing games, walking around the grounds, all sorts of things. You see that the different people seem to be kind of they have different relationships. They seem irritated with each other. Omar always just seems to be tagging along behind everybody. Everyone else seems to know what they're doing. But you really don't see anything that stands out to you as him murdering anyone. You do see that he saw Enrico come storming down the stairs and slam the front door, which broke some of the glass in the door. And then everyone kind of gathered around to see what happened, and they noticed that Maxwell was gone, and that's when they found the body after searching for Maxwell. But beyond that...
when the door broke, is there any way to search his memory to see if you could figure out what time it was? Was there a watch he looked at recently or a clock on the wall?
It was not that you can tell, but you can tell it's night.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for being so, useful to this very boring investigation. Let's just sit up here for 15 more minutes. I feel like everyone else is going to take way longer than us.
Oh, okay, sure. And he kind of sits there awkwardly.
I got beef jerky.
Oh, sure, yes. Beef jerky is he takes it and he just kind of awkwardly sits there. And I mean, if it stays silent, then he kind of goes, so
we don't have to talk if you don't have to talk if you don't want to. It's totally unnecessary.
Okay.
We'll probably never meet again. I live in the woods.
Oh. He just looks incredibly awkward sitting there chewing on his beef jerky. All right, so let's hop over. We got a Benny for everyone.
Oh,
magic! Thank you. That's going to be helpful. Thank you, the Cadence, for your donation.
Cadence, thank you.
And
Cadence. Awesome.
We have a follow from Monkster92. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see if I missed anything else. Okay, awesome. And you know what? I think this is a perfect time to take a quick bio break. And we will come right back and we'll check in with you, chat, for that and find out who murdered Maxwell Puget.
It was Megan.
It was me. I did
Totally Megan. I knew it.
I murdered him.
Oh, Megan.
Case solved. Show over. Bye.
Got it.
The mighty red dragon swoops in over the battlefield. The wind beating from its wings nearly knocks you over. As you stand in its mighty presence, you realize there is no hope for any of you.
Well, I'm out of spells, so I'm just a 10th level dude.
And I'm still unconscious. So if one of you could please go into my bag and get my healing potion, that'd be great.
Then I smash the lizard. Raging, charging, power attack.
Roll your worthless attack. Your pitiful attack glances off the dragon's scale, and it opens its mouth, casting you in the molten glow of its inner heat as it prepares to release its fiery breath upon you all.
Wait, I haven't gone yet.
What weapon could you possibly have to defeat the great dragon?
The greatest weapon in all the realm, forged by Norse foundry to defeat all evil.
No, it can't be.
Take up a fight against evil with the finest weapons in the realm at NorseFoundry.com. And be sure to watch Dragons and Things every Friday night on Twitch.
You know, I'm beginning to think these idiots are actually dangerous.
You're suggesting we abandon the chase?
Nope, all I'm suggesting is that maybe we should even the odds a little bit. I think.
I hate that thing.
I know, you've been saying
You really
that.
shouldn't go messing around with people's souls.
Hey, do you hear that? It looks like something over there needs to be ranged, so why don't you go range it, Ranger?
You know, you can't just take what I am and make it into a verb.
I just did.
But it doesn't make any sense. You say I'm gonna go wizard something.
Yes, I say I whiz on things all the time. It means to be awesome. I'm gonna go whiz here.
But it means so many different things. You
Awesome.
can't just say that.
Yeah, but look, teleportation. Boom. Awesome. Boom. Pies. Awesome. I can
And
make
you whizzed?
food.
That's whizzing.
That's whizzing. Awesome.
Whatever.
See?
Do
It's fine. Go range things, Ranger. I'm gonna go be awesome and whiz on these guys. Okay.
Hi there. Care to get me out of this mess?
No. Did you range anything? Because I whizzed all over the place.
Just this guy right here.
Oh, hi there.
Hi.
We're looking for a group of adventurers. There's a big dumb man with a big dumb hammer, a dirty, dirty wizard, this girl that kind of gives unsettling
Yes,
looks.
we've met. If you want time, I'd love to help you find them.
You know, where has the common courtesy gone to nowadays? Can you ask a question? All you get is me, me, me.
I blame the parents.
No, yeah, too. Let the kids go off whenever they want to.
Release me now! Or when I find my own way out of here, I will find you and I will rip out your throat!
See, now that is an attitude we can turn towards profits. Tell me, what are your thoughts about working alongside the undead?
Hello. Oh, I waved my wand the wrong direction. Welcome back, everyone, to the Department of Mysteries. We are in the midst of trying to solve a murder. But before we get back to that murder, let's check in with chat and see what's happening with you guys. And also, I want to remind you that there is a PDF giveaway for Rippers Resurrected. That is the particular setting that I have mashed in with the Wizarding World. It is amazing, and this is you're seeing a lot of the setting here, but also there's a lot more to it that I am not utilizing. So there's a lot of really cool stuff to play with, and there are a ton of extra stories about what's going on in the Ripper world. So you do have the chance to win that today, which is pretty cool. You just have to make a donation and you are entered to win. We are giving away 2 thanks to Pinnacle Entertainment. They are the lovely makers of Savage Worlds. Yeah, what do you guys have to say?
I love Neva and Omar making a Puget Sound joke before I was able to. I was like, if I could figure out how to make this joke in character, but I love it. So if a Puget's murdered in a mansion and nobody hears it, does he make a sound?
Oh.
10 points to your house.
I like it. Oh yes, Delirious 2019 says the butler killed Maxwell. It was the butler!
Lucas Martinez saying, Fortuna looking into this guy's mind. Man, you sure to think about high school a lot. Let it go, man. It was a long time ago.
I like that.
Oh, God.
So good.
Do you think a wizard ever looks in someone's brain and they just get, like, scenes of them just, like, taking a crap and stuff? I'm like, oh, wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? I mean, unless, like, I don't know.
I have questions.
Yeah, I gotta believe that, like, the only reason, like, the only way to dissuade a wizard from using that spell all the time is that it is a literal crapshoot. You're just like, oh.
People spend a lot of time in the toilet. I'm just
most wizards have IBS, so it's actually pretty bad.
Can we talk about this is so off topic? And then we talk about, like, if you're in the wizarding world, can't you, like, wizard away you're having to go to the bathroom?
Evaporate your poo.
You did talk about that. Yeah, you did. I believe that. I can't remember if that was on stream or not, but we did talk about it. Was a whole conversation. For a while,
I feel like it was before we started a show, like last week.
Yeah. So chat, it's the stuff you're missing out on, the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
See what you missed?
Where to go? Always poop talk. Always
poop talk. Woo! Yes. Well, speaking of poop talk, no.
Yeah, speaking of poop, Crag, Son of Horus was in here earlier, so it's okay.
Oh! Well, there you go. All right. Oh, and I do want to remind you folks that there are lots of, along with, if you donate, being entered to win this PDF, it also, every time we hit $50, unlocks some random buff that is either helpful or maybe an obstacle for our game. So don't forget that you can do all kinds of crazy pants things like that. And it's fun and helpful. So please. All right, so let's hop back in. Let's go over to Kanan. You are with, which one did you take? You took Prothero.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I don't have a thing for him. This will be his thing. Oh gosh, I'm gonna take off my earrings.
Oh, he gets a cool necklace.
Now I can't hear you. I'm doing good.
Megan, what about?
Oh,
you
not a
missed
mess.
it all.
There we go. Okay, you know what? Screw it. He's the one that doesn't have anything.
Okay.
All right. So,
oh, I don't get anything cool, man.
Yep, sucks for you. You should have picked a cool
stick
guy
this
with
on my head.
accessories.
There you go. This is him.
Perfect. He has a
Still
third
stuck,
eye.
so we got that. He does.
So, sir, I realize that you're a psychic. Is that right?
Again, that's the wrong game. No. Yeah, so this man seems pretty straightforward, pretty matter of fact. He's not really, he's just kind of waiting for you to talk. He's just walking along.
So, Armstrong, you are ex-military, correct?
Oh, yes.
How long did you serve for?
Oh, quite a while. You know, it was a career path for me, so I was there for, I don't even know anymore, at least 20 years, probably more.
Yes, so, but one thing I know about the military is you all very honorable people, yes? Especially honorable towards your fellow brothers and sisters that are part of it, correct?
Yes. Yes. So, Adam, let me ask you a question. Are you trying to do something specific here by bringing this up?
Oh yeah. It was actually going to come into it with my next question.
Oh, okay. Okay, then go ahead. Then go ahead.
Now, especially being in the military and having a kind of camaraderie with one another, did you find any of that with the group that you were with? Now, I don't suppose any of them were military, but to you, in your expert opinion, would you say that they could be as trustworthy as any of your comrades from the military at all?
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, Omar, he just seems like he walked into the wrong shop at the wrong time, and here he is. And, I don't know, that Jellicoe fellow, he just seems to be up in everyone's business, but as a matter of fact, so does Enrico. But, yeah, I don't know. The only one who seems to have any respectability about him is Sir Banks, of course.
Sir Banks, eh? But I mean, someone in your position that's been with the military for a long time, and that unity doesn't seem like it's really happening with this group, then, does it? For you, that's kind of a shame.
Oh, I suppose. I was used to leading men, so I always was a bit isolated myself anyway.
So now also, do you feel like between the three of them and even yourself as well too, do any of them seem suspicious enough that they would actually want to have Maxwell killed?
Oh, they all seem suspicious enough, in my opinion. I don't know about Mr. Banks, don't know what his reasoning would be, but as far as I'm concerned, having been in the military myself for so long, everyone can have a reason to do bad things.
Oh, so would you say you're a pretty good judge of character then?
Yes, sure. I'd say so.
So if I was to ask you right now, who do you think actually killed Maxwell? Who would you put your finger on?
Well, I mean, Enrico seemed quite huffy after having a fight with him. I mean, it seems the obvious one, as far as I'm concerned. But beyond that, I don't know what reason anyone would have unless they have some sort of history with him that we don't know about.
But had you ever met Maxwell before, Mr. Puget?
No, this was the first time.
First time with it. And Mr. Banks has been respectful to all of you since you've been here too, yes? He seems like a very nice gentleman.
Yes, he's been a perfect host.
Yeah, no, it's just odd because, you know, there were multiple groups of us. There's at least 4 groups going on this mission that me and Harker set us on, and 2 of them being wiped out, and then all of a sudden your group is being pinned for murder.
2 of them have been wiped out.
Oh yes, you've been on this mission already, so you probably wouldn't have gotten word from it. Yes, there were 2 other groups. Mrs. Harker sent out as well too.
I didn't sign up for being murdered.
No, neither did I. At all. I don't think that'd be a good way to go out, but I would hope that we could figure this out so it would stop at least any of us from being murdered. I would ask that if you can think of anything else or anything else that has seemed suspicious when it comes to Mr. Puget, just to help us out.
Make a do you have persuasion?
Persuasion? Am I persuasive? I mean, we all know how I am with flirting. I'm not very persuasive, but I do have some persuasion.
So, make a persuasion roll at a +2 because of the information you have.
Cool. That's 1 explosion. Oh, man, I'm rolling hot today. 13.
Yeah, okay. So he goes, well, Let me think. I don't know. Maxwell, well, I will say he was quite nosy. He seemed that he was poking around in all of our stuff at one point, but I don't know for what reason. I mean, none of us really knew each other, so maybe he was just trying to figure out who we were, though I don't know why he wouldn't just ask. But
So
maybe he had a reason.
You say stuff as in, like, your backgrounds or your personal belongings?
Oh, like our rooms, yes, poking about.
He was actually poking around in your rooms?
Yes, and it seemed to bother, well, sorry, Enrico was poking about, and it bothered Maxwell because he came upon him, and they both seemed quite suspicious of one another, but they seemed suspicious of everyone, so, I don't know, it was a line of work, I suppose. And to be honest, everyone seems suspicious of everyone. I just, it's tiresome. It's why I left the military, partially. But yes, I don't know. To be honest, everyone seems a bit strange. Everyone seems on edge. And now there's been a murder and then more murders. It just all... It seems so specific and timely, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It really does. I want to thank you for talking to me, and again, anything else that you can think of, please let us know. And I want to offer my hand to him to shake his hand.
Oh, and he will reach out and shake your hand with a pretty hard grip, especially for his age. And he says, "Well, yes, it's nice to see that there's good people on the case."
And as I shake his hand, can I do a notice? I want to either check to see if maybe there's any sign of blood on his hand, and I also want to little sniff. Now that I'm outside, away from kind of like the smell of the dead body and stuff, I want to see if maybe what I was able to catch on the body, if I can catch any of that with him.
Yeah, make a notice roll to -2.
Okay, so it'll cancel out. I'm gonna Benny that.
Okay.
There's one. Benny, I'm gonna Benny one more time.
Okay.
Come on, better rolls. There, okay. Ooh, 2 explosions. Yes.
Ooh.
That you? Okay. It's gonna be an 8.
An 8, yeah, that's a success with a raise. So, as you're able to kind of maneuver it to where you can kind of hold his hand there for a little bit without it seeming strange or awkward, and you give him a good look over. You don't see any blood or any like tears in his clothes or anything that stands out to you, and trying to also just kind of take in his scent and any other scents that might stand out. You do recognize a scent, but you recall it very lightly, smelling it before, which to you just seems like someone who's been in the space.
Of course.
But beyond that, nothing strange or out of place really jumps out at you.
Perfect. Thank you, Mom.
Yes, well, it's not like I had much choice, but yes, thank you, I guess, yes. So, as he's randomly mumbling random things because he doesn't know what he's talking about at this point, or maybe that's me, let's hop over to Raven. You are with Enrico, yes?
Yes.
And he's very, I don't know, he seems kind of arrogant.
Slimy? Yeah.
Yeah, a little slimy. But he also seems, fairly pleasant, or like he's trying to be pleasant at the very least. So, yeah, he just kind of says, "Well, how can I help you? What is it that you wanted to ask me?"
I mean, all the usual questions that someone might have. Perhaps murdering someone. You're a man of God, correct?
Yes, I suppose Mina told you that. I don't always present myself as the priest that I am, as I'm also an art collector, but yes, sure. I am a man of the cloth.
And how long have you been doing this service for?
Oh, well, for quite some time, at least the past 10 years.
Oh, so pretty recent, I would say, yes?
I suppose feels like a lifetime to me, so...
Right. And how did you fall into it? Was it part of the art or just something completely different you did on the side?
Oh, well, it was a lifestyle. I grew up with a family who was very devout to the church, and I decided to work for the church as well.
And these art dealings that you do, tell me about that.
Oh, well, I go and find good art pieces, don't I? If you are looking to get a little deeper information there, make a persuasion roll.
Okay. Explosion on 1.
Nice.
6, 11.
11. Okay, that's with almost 2 raises. And he is going to oppose that. He got a 5. So whenever you say that, he goes, listen, we understand each other here. It's clear that you know more about me than I often like for people to know, as I am often, I'd say, undercover whenever I'm going about as an art dealer. Yes, I work for the Vatican, which clearly you already know, so let's just be frank with each other, right? And I was here to figure out what it was that Mina Harker was so interested in regards to Sir William Banks. I mean, it's a longer story than that, but I still work for the Vatican. I think at that point, Mina knew that from the beginning. The Vatican just wants to know what's happening here and there and not have any secrets kept from them. You know how it is, I'm sure.
Actually, I do. Not too far away from that one. Let me ask you, how close were you to Sir Maxwell, or how did you know him?
I didn't know him at all. He was just here as well as I was the same weekend.
So why did you get mad at him and he was mad at you right before he was murdered?
I didn't get mad at him. He just came and started yelling at me, and it was very frustrating.
What did he yell at you about?
So a couple things. You can make a persuasion roll here to see if you can get more information out of him in regards to this, or you could even try to intimidate if you wanted. I don't know which you prefer. You seem the persuadey type to me.
Yes, because I don't have intimidation. So let's do persuasion.
Okay, and this one will be opposed again.
I'm going to, I got a 5, but I'm going to use a Benny.
Okay.
Or a reroll to see if I can ace it.
Okay.
Oh, I got the same roll exactly again. I'm going to try one more time. I'm using 2 bennies. No, that's even way worse than that. Okay.
So, what was the question you asked him again? You asked what he was arguing about.
Yeah, the argument, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he just had some bee in his bonnet over, I don't even know. You know how it is, those police type.
Well, let me ask you, why would he end up in your room? Is someone trying to set you up? Is there someone here that doesn't like you? Because I know I have a lot of people that don't like me. And so we do both have something in common, am I correct?
So make another persuasion roll at a +2.
5, 7.
7. He got a 1. So you say that, and he kind of looks at you for a moment, and then he kind of looks around, and he says, well, I will say, I've been a bit suspicious myself of that Jellicoe fellow. He's just quite nosy, he is, and he just does not leave my shadow until yesterday evening. And then all of a sudden Maxwell was dead, and it looked like it was me. I would not murder someone. It's ridiculous.
No.
For something like this.
I agree. So it's a setup. I've been set up So I know exactly what you're saying there. Jellicoe, right. But why do you think he's suspicious of you? I mean, do you have something to hide that he wants, maybe?
I don't know. He seems suspicious of everyone. He just seems like he wanted to figure out what was going on, arguably much like me. And at this point, with all these people I've run into, feels like everyone has some other alternative motive as to why they're here. Certainly I do. Maybe you do as well.
This is true. So Jellicoe, is there anything you can tell me about Mr. Jellicoe?
Oh, he's an awful man. Just awful. Not a huge fan of his. But he is quite cunning. He does have a head for politics, I'll give you that, in the short time I've been here. Beyond that, he's just in everyone's business. Everyone's business.
Megan, is there any way that I can, with my words, obviously being one of the lady of the night, not really, I'm not saying a prostitute, but just, she likes to flirt. I'm not a prostitute. Because I came off like I'm a prostitute. But is there any way... Is there any way I can just kind of be like, I would like to look at his hands and just kind of look at them and just to study them, but maybe stealthily cast Revelio.
Yeah, so let's do a couple of things. There are one of two ways you could do this. If you wanted to do it sort of without him noticing, then I would say make a stealth roll.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, not to interrupt you.
No worries.
I'll basically say that my conversation is over and thank you for the information for Jellicoe, and I put my hand out for him to kiss it, right? And then at that point, I would like to examine his hand, and of course with Revelio, if I'm able to.
With Revelio, yep. So basically that'll be a spell casting roll. And let's make it at an additional -1. I imagine that's just a -1. Just for not speaking it, doing it
right.
Trying to do it hidden. We'll do it like that.
Okay, there we go. Oh no, spell casting is a lot higher for me. Where are you? You're my D8. Yep, you're my D8. All right. Wanna wish me luck? Aha! Yes! Oh my god, I exploded on both die, but I take the highest one, correct?
Yep, you take the highest.
Sweet. 8, 9, 10.
10. Yeah, that is with a raise, and we'll go against his smarts just to see if he notices anything. He does not. Yeah, so you reach out your hand for him to kiss it, and this seems like he's totally used to this. He's just second nature. So he reaches out to your hand and kisses your hand, and as he does, you cast Revelio to see if anything jumps out, and you're specifically looking for blood, tearing clothes, things like that.
Struggle,
yeah.
Scratches.
You don't really notice anything like that on him. Yeah, but I'll say one thing you do notice are his shoe size as you kind of look down. They seem like they could be similar to the size of the shoes that Kanan measured earlier.
Measured earlier on in the closet? Oh, the footprints. Okay, great. All right. And sorry, not Jellicoe.
Enrico.
Wrong person. Okay. Enrico, I do thank you for our conversation. And of course, your secrets are safe with me in terms of being undercover. Because I do too have secrets like that. So you can always trust someone of your kind.
Well, that is good to hear. It's lovely speaking with you. So glad that they have someone with your mind on this case.
And she nods, and then she walks off.
Okay, so let's hop over to Jellicoe and Zelda. So after everyone leaves, you are sitting in the room, left in silence with your brandy, and Jellicoe says, what did I say his voice was? Okay, so what is it? You said we're going to sit in silence, right? Or we have things to talk about?
Zelda is going to very specifically like continue sipping and not responding, and then probably 2 or 3 minutes like into the quiet, she's gonna reach into her purse and pull out like a little hourglass and a deck of cards, and just say, we're just waiting for the young ones to come back. I cannot imagine a world in which you or I will be the ones to crack this. Murder is a young man's game.
I suppose if you want to put it that way, yeah. So it could be a young man's game. So what is it? You wanting to play cards then?
I would love to be able to teach you. This is a favorite amongst the professors here at Hogwarts. And she starts teaching him, like, it's essentially just high card. You both, like, pick a card. And, yeah, sorry, I'll do it in character. And she's like, well, generally speaking, the high card wins. And you get a minute on the clock in order to cast whatever subtle magic you can to ensure that you win. Simple. Fun.
Okay. Interesting. So you're trying to get like the highest card?
Yeah.
Basically.
So look, for example, and she just deals out 2 cards, looks at her card, and just goes, okay, now you have a minute to try to guarantee that you win. And you score more points the closer you are to the other person's card. So the less of a gap that you win by. That's all.
I see. Okay.
It's a fun use of magic, and older, stronger mages.
So I'm trying to get into your head, is what you're saying, essentially.
And I'm trying to get into yours.
Oh, I see. It's quite clever. It's a clever game to play. But you can just ask me questions. But if you want to try to play, just know that I'm very good at occlumency. Megan can't remember how to say that.
Occlumency is, and she just takes off her glasses, puts them down, drains the brandy glass one more time. Occlumency, Mr. Jellicoe.
Yes, that one.
Yes. I'm very proficient in a lot of magic, and I don't think that if you and I were to go about this the way that the young ones would, that we would get anywhere interesting.
Okay.
So, would you rather play a game or have a talk?
Do you have taunt?
Oh my god, why do I not? I don't have taunt, and that's the biggest mistake I've ever made.
You can use persuasion for this to see, and do it at a +2 because you're speaking his language right now.
Sweet. I'm gonna use a reroll because that was a low. Okay. I'm gonna use one more reroll. I want this to be good.
Well, as she's rolling really quick, we did have a raid just a couple minutes ago from the real Gobshite Jared.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared.
All right. On the last one, I got a 13.
Wow. He kind of looks at you for a little bit, and he's like, "All right, I like this game that you're playing. I'll play with you." Yeah. So he's ready to play this game.
Awesome. We don't have to like go hand for hand on this. I think generally speaking, as they're playing, and she's playing in really like just like straight form. She's not going to use this as like a secret opportunity to read his mind, especially now that he's mentioned that he's good at clemency. She's just using it as like a passive thing to do while they talk about other stuff.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right. So it's weird. We found evidence of Enrico having a fight with our dear Mr. Puget before.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if Enrico offed him. You know what I mean? I mean, Enrico, he is a nosy man. Nosy. Up on everyone's business. I don't know what his reasoning would be to kill someone, but if I had my say in who did this, I would say it was Enrico.
Interesting. Doesn't that seem a little too obvious, though? Because if it was me, I would work harder to make sure that the most obvious answer wasn't the right one.
Well, have you met Enrico? He's not all that right in the head, you know? So I wouldn't put it past him to just make some really big mistakes.
Sloppiness, I do hate that.
Oh yes, yeah. Sloppiness, never good.
As we're playing, how good is he at like spellcasting in general?
It's hard for you to know, but he seems fairly adept at it. Not like he seems pretty run of the mill. He's good at it, but he's not like amazing. As far as you can tell through your expertise of dealing with students and being able to see, you know, kind of what their aptitude is.
Okay, well, that seems fine. I just don't think that there's a universe in which Enrico did it. So the question then becomes, who else has the most to gain from watching Enrico fall? Have you all been working together long? I've only been with this group of wizards for a couple days.
No, not long. I don't know. I mean, it's clear. I don't know if you know this, but Enrico, he is an agent of the Vatican. And you know, the Vatican is they're always sticking their nose into things, and not always in a good way. So my guess is something along those lines. Maxwell maybe offended the Pope. What do I know? That would be my guess. But beyond that, I couldn't tell you. These folks, they just, I don't know how they get by in the world, to be entirely honest. Now, you said that you are also for this prophecy that Miss Harker mentioned, and so what was it that you all investigated initially, and why did she call you for to investigate this?
The first was a weird trifle of recovering an Egyptologist that had been absconded with. Not nearly as luxurious as coming out to the country. Ours was more so in an opium den.
Oh! Well, I suppose that's good for some, right?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. And were you able to get this Egyptologist back?
Well, we were very successful. It was quite nice.
I mean,
it was all about the details, being able to track down exactly what we needed, and, you know, notice things that other people would miss. One of your buttons, by the way, is unbuttoned, my good sir.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's a very nice shirt. Where did you get yours made?
Only the finest in Diagon Alley. You know, the shop, Fancy Things, is it?
Yes.
That's the shop. That's where I get it all.
I imagine they're all custom made. I'm not going to disparage you and your proportions, but...
You know that it is. Make a notice roll for me.
4 exploded. 4 exploded again. 9 total.
Wow. Yeah, that button, that shirt, in fact, looks hastily put on. That strikes you as odd for a politician who you would assume would present himself as very put together.
Interesting. So I don't know if you had the chance to look at the body at all. Did you?
No. It's not for me. I will stay right with the living as far as I'm concerned.
Probably a good call. The strangest thing, there was a bloody shirt wrapped around its head. Didn't seem to match the other shirts in the room, though.
Oh, how strange.
Terribly.
Yes.
The sizing. That was the strange part. Bit of a discrepancy between the other shirts in the room.
That is quite odd. Maybe it was just some shirt that was in the house?
Or maybe, and just maybe, it was sloppy. Are you sloppy, Mr. Jellicoe?
Excuse me, I'm offended. I would never present myself as sloppy.
Your shirt disagrees with you. Your insistence that Enrico is the only point of failure in this tidy little mystery precedes you.
You know, it's been quite the day. Obviously, I feel like I deserve a little bit of a not being perfect, right? So you're looking for the kinds of reactions you're getting from him, right?
I'm trying to rile him up.
Make a notice roll.
All right. I'm gonna use a penny. All right, 4. Just a 4.
4. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much. You can tell that you're definitely making him uncomfortable. And also he seems fairly interested in the information that you have, which seems kind of strange in the scheme of things. But he seems to be, keeping his cool as much as possible. But every time you send something directly at him, using his politician tactics, he seems to slide around it. And that does stand out to you.
Okay. Interesting. So, well, I'm hoping that the rest of my group will be back directly. So then I will be direct. Who are you working for, Mr. Jellicoe?
Make another persuasion roll at a -2.
Yay! Explosion. It's a 7.
7. Okay, this is opposed with his smarts. Okay, right die. That is a 3. You know what? I'll spend a penny just to try to reroll.
No,
because he
I
would.
forgot you have pennies.
Oh, that was a 4. I'll try one more penny. Okay. It's another 4. Okay. So when you say that, he kind of looks at you for a little bit, and at first you can tell in his face that he's ready to just throw his hands up and call you ridiculous. But instead, there's a clock in this room, and he looks over to it, and he goes, well, you know what? At this point, I don't see that it really matters yet. You're right. I killed him. He just was honestly in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, unfortunately, I think that all of you are also in the wrong place at the wrong time. And right at that moment, you hear a crash from the front and the front door. And as you look over there, he gets up and takes off.
Amazing.
And you all hear this crash at the same time. I assume you all want to go towards where you heard it?
Yes.
I'm already
just
outside.
chasing this boy.
Yeah, so there's a window kind of at the front of the house that looks like it's been broken into. And you hear kind of what sounds like a struggle kind of happening inside of one of the front rooms of the house. Do you want to go that direction? So
I'm
when
not.
you
I'm
go
chasing
in there,
down Jellicoe.
you're going after Jellicoe. Okay. Jellicoe has run outside, so you're going after him.
Yep.
And the rest of you, if you go where you heard that sound, there are a group of men, and this really is bringing back flashbacks for you because they are trying to run off with Banks. They are trying to pull him out, and it looks like they're trying to go out the back towards the garden and just get away with him. So we're going to make this a combat. We're going to go ahead and draw initiative. And basically, you all have 6 rounds to try and stop these guys. So, let's start. Adam, you will get the first card. It is an 8 of diamonds. And then we have Abria, a 5 of diamonds or a 6 of clubs.
Okay, I'll keep the 5.
The 5. And then, Diana, you have a 5 of spades. Goodness. These are bad rounds. And, Michelle, you have a 10 of diamonds. And then these guys have a Joker.
We all get bennies, right?
Nope, I get a Benny, and I get a +2, and I get to go whenever I want to.
I don't think that's how that works.
It is.
I don't think it is.
Oh yes. So, these guys are gonna go first, and all they're doing is they are running. They are running. It looks like you can tell at this point they're heading for the gardens. They're heading for the back, and they are dragging Banks with them. So that's what they do. Next up is Michelle. It is Fortuna. So you ran over to where Banks was yelling and the commotion was. Is that right?
Well, question. I don't know if we established. Was I in the front of the house or the back of the house when I was talking with, what's his butt?
I kind of had
Omar.
in my head that you had gone to the side of the house.
Okay.
So you're kind of equal distance to front and back at that point.
If I'm sitting outside with Omar still, do I see dudes coming out of the back, or are they still inside the house? They're not quite out the back yet.
They're not. They're kind of like going out of the back right now.
Okay. Is there a side door to the house?
Yeah. I'll say there's a side door.
I enter the side door instead of going all the way around.
Okay. I'll say that you, if that's what you were doing at the beginning, that you were almost to where Banks is.
Okay.
So you're not quite right next to them, but running, you were able to get close enough to be able to see.
Can I say that I drag Omar with me?
Sure. Yeah.
Yay.
He probably would come with you anyway once you heard commotion.
You're still under my jurisdiction, I think is the word. So you come with me, buddy. I don't want to have to catch you later and beat you up.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. So what would you like to do? You basically see it's like a bunch. You can't get a clear idea of how many. There's not a ton of them, but there are some people here and there that just look like they're like, some of them are knocking stuff over and they're trying to get out and get away.
I would like to just crossbow whoever is holding Banks, because I'm not letting this one get away.
Okay, there is one guy who seems like the guy in charge, who is, he's with Banks, and there are two other guys who are also helping to drag him away. So you want to shoot the guy who looks like he's in charge?
Yep.
Okay. So in this instance, do you normally keep can you keep a crossbow loaded? You can't really, can you? You have to load it. So
yeah, I think we established that, so it would take one action to load it.
It would take one action to load it, which would put you at a -2 to shoot.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
So shooting is just 2d6, right? For this?
Shooting is whatever you're shooting.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Still is with your wild die.
Yes. Okay. And minus, you said -2?
Yes.
-1? 2.
-2. Mm-hmm.
That would be a 2. I'm gonna use a Benny because I'm like rolling in bennies right now and reroll.
Okay. Yeah, use those. You got a lot of bennies.
Yeah. Oh, explosion. Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's what you want.
Okay, 6. Well, -2, so that's a 6.
That's a hit. Whenever you're hitting at range, all you need to hit is a 4. So yeah, you're able to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Which what was your hit was 6?
Yeah. The damage is 2d6. So I rolled 7.
7. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Were you able to get past this? Yes. So you shoot at him and you are able to shake him. So you kind of like graze his arm and he's a little bit taken aback and he looks back over where you are. So good job. He's now shaken. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
Hey Omar, if you want to help too, like you could be useful, like grab someone's foot or whatever.
All right. That was your turn. So next is Kanan.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. So I was saying I went out into like a front garden. I would assume probably close to the side of the house as well too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would rush over. I would look at Armstrong first and just be like, if you can't keep up, try to get back into the house safely. And I want to try to run over to where the sound was, see if I can see anything.
Okay. I will say that also kind of pre this round, if you were running towards the sound, you could get probably about as close as Fortuna got just from a different we'll say you were on the other side of the house. So similar.
All right. So I'm able just to get up to that point to her. Can I get any closer to them? Would I be able to?
You could run and try to get closer to them if you wanted, or you can. I mean, you can still move a little bit. You won't be able to get right next to them if you just take your full movement.
All right. Oh boy, I'm gonna look right at Fortuna, and I'm just gonna be like, Fortuna, make your shots count, and then run. And I want to start taking off towards them. And Kanan is gonna start turning into a puppy.
Oh no, we haven't run into this yet, you guys. Get excited. This is a special thing.
you see as Kanan's running, his eyes close for a second, and he opens them back up, and before he has a golden brown eye and a blue eye, well now both eyes are brown, his joints start popping, and his hair just starts kind of going everywhere as well too. His snout elongates, and he starts to howl as he rushes forward to try to catch one of these men. And I have to roll a die, correct?
Yes,
I showered, so my hair looks really nice right now.
Just don't kill me. I'm next to you.
Oh no, I started running
in the room.
him.
I'm talking about in the room right now. Don't really turn into a werewolf.
In the room.
Okay, so when I turn wolfy, I have to roll a d6. On a 6, I become full werewolf and I can maintain control. On a 1, I cannot maintain control. On a 2 to a 5, I'm just like, cool, Kanan like hybrid sort of status. That is a 2.
A 2.
A 2.
Okay, that's a good thing it wasn't a 1.
It was super close.
Yeah, it was super close. Okay, so 2. I keep trying to find where I put all that information for you. Here it is, I think. Yeah, so on a 2, you basically...
I get
you don't lose control and you don't turn fully wolfy, but you still have... You're still able to use some of the wolf stats, right?
Yes. Yes.
And berserk. You have berserk, or is that only...
on a 2 to a 5, I get the trait berserk.
Berserk is pretty good. It makes you easier to hit, but it makes you more powerful. So, yeah, Fortuna, you see this. You see him kind of like half turn into a wolf, and it is upsetting. Okay, so you did that. I believe I said that was an action. So we're going to say that's it. You wanted to move and then turn into the wolf, right? Basically, okay, so that will be your go. All right, then the next one is, let's see, we have spades and diamonds. It is Raven.
All right, I'm in the house.
Yeah, you were in the house before too, so you're actually probably the closest. I'll say you could probably walk over and be within melee range of the guys with banks.
Okay, let me walk over. I want to see if I can teleport myself closer to them.
Okay. Teleport's a tough one. Let's see.
Yes, I'm gonna cross my fingers because I roll a d8 on my spell casting. Yes! Explosion. Sorry, Megan. Yeah, 8. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6.
Yes!
Wow. Okay. So, nothing I see here. Oh, wait. With a raise.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15.
Oh, that's if you're teleporting someone else. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah. You're able to get, like, you can get right in between all of them if you want to.
Great. Is that all my actions, or can I do another spell?
So, when you want to do multiple actions, you usually say it beforehand because you take a negative to all of them. So if you wanted to cast something else, you could. We would retroactively put a -2 on that, and you just be at additional -2 if you want.
I can wait. It's okay. I'll just, because that's a lot. So I'll run up to the door, and then I'll cast teleportation, and then I just end up on them.
Okay, yeah, you're right up against them. Great. Okay, next is Zelda. Yeah.
Sweet. And because I have a 5, I have I get to negate 2 points of struggle. And I'm gonna thank you so much for pointing this out. I'm gonna do a couple things. I want to teleport in front of him. Well, first I'm gonna go grab my glasses. I got my glasses, put them back on. I'm gonna teleport in front of him, and then I want to cast damage field. Like I just want to basically like rip up the ground around him and entangle him in roots.
Wow.
Things.
Okay, so damage field is something I believe you cast on yourself to create a damage field around you.
Oh, okay.
You could also cast entangle, which literally does that. You can literally
well,
pull
let's do the
roots
one
out
that
from the
does
ground.
exactly the thing.
You want to do entangle?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
mean
just didn't
either
scroll
one.
down long enough.
Either one can be good. Okay, so you're going to be at an additional -2 for both of those things since you're doing 2 actions.
So 2 of those go away, so it's just a -2.
Yep, there you go.
Overall.
So very good use of that.
Heck yeah. We wait and then we go. All right. Total of 11. Oh, -2 is a 9.
Or teleport. Yeah, that's with a raise. You're able to just like, you apparate right there in front of him.
Yeah. We're not gonna. Running is. It's a young man's game.
And
You've
he's
been
kind of like,
outsmarted.
he's very startled.
Yeah. And then I go, spellcasting. That's a wise man's game. And now I want to do entangle on him.
Okay. Go for it.
Sweet. Okay, I did the -2 on the first one. So on this one, it's just a 5.
Okay, well that's, let's see. So you're right next to him. So you're actually casting in melee at this point, which means you have to hit his parry. Let me find where he is. I have so many people in here.
No
His
worries. Can I
parry-
use a reroll then? I want to try to aim for a little
You
higher. I've got one more
can,
reroll on
but
there.
his reroll is his parry's a 4. So it's a
I made it.
success.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I was like, I bet he's got like 1 million, and I didn't roll high.
No. So for entangle, let me get back to that. It is an opposed roll, I do believe. Target's entangled. Yeah. No, but not yet. He's gonna have to break free. So yeah, I don't know if you have a particular way you want it to look, but I imagine that roots pop out of the earth and just begin to wrap around his legs and start climbing up his body, trying to pull him down to the ground.
Yeah.
So that's your turn. That was good. He is entangled. He is not moving. All right, next round. Let me mark that off so I know where I'm at. Kanan, you have a Queen of Hearts. Zelda, a Queen of Spades or a 9 of Diamonds. Take that 9 of Diamonds, eh?
No, I'm gonna use the Benny. Please, I need a low roll. I want to do more.
Okay, Benny. For a low oh, you got a 4 of Spades. There you go.
Perfect. I will take
You did it. All right. Okay. And then we have for Raven a 5 of Hearts.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And for Fortuna, a Queen of Clubs. So many queens.
I know, I'm getting high rolling over
And
here.
for them, a King of Hearts.
God damn it.
Would anybody like to draw again? Everyone good with theirs? Okay. So they will go
Hold
first
on.
again. Oh,
Megan,
yes.
sorry I was muted. Can I try to, let me use a Benny to have a new card.
Okay.
I want to see if I can get above them.
No, you got a 4 of Hearts.
Yeah. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Okay, thank you.
So sorry. All right. Yeah. So what they're going to do, first of all, the guy that you hit has to unshake. So let's see if he's able to do that. He has a vigor of D8. Okay. He does unshake. So he's able to he continues dragging him, but as he does that, you see him like pull out his wand and he just like points it kind of out in your direction, Fortuna, and these 2 shadow hounds come to life and start growling at you. And he and the other guys continue to drag Banks out. Now they're outside heading for the garden. All right, that's their turn. The next one, Hearts or Clubs. The next turn is Kanan. Oh.
Go, puppy, go.
Yeah, puppy dog want to play catch? Yeah, I'm just gonna run up and I'm gonna just start tearing into a couple of these guys.
Ooh, okay. I'll say, yeah. There are 3 guys with banks, and then there's another 2 kind of behind them, and then there's another guy that's kind of over. And now there are the 2 hounds. So I'll say you can reach one of those 2 guys if you want that are kind of right behind banks.
Oh yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna take a big old claw to his face.
All right.
Okay, that's going to be a 7.
A 7. Okay, not quite. Well, let's see if it's with a raise. You're going after these guys. Yeah, okay, so it's not a raise, but it is a hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
What was my damage for that? Sorry.
No worries.
Claw, okay. Okay, for damage with that, I roll my thing plus my...
You don't roll your wild die for that. You just roll whatever the dice are. And I keep trying to find where I put all that information. So next time I'll have it pulled up. But
okay, it was saying claw is strength plus a d8.
Okay, so yeah, you roll whatever your strength is. So if your strength is a d6 or whatever your strength die is, you roll that and the d8 with it.
Awesome. It's going to be an 8.
An 8.
Total damage.
Okay. So let's see. His toughness. 5. That is with the raise. So yeah, you go over and this guy looks like he's trying to run away, and you just take your claws and slice all the way through him, and he crumbles. You took one out. Very good.
Good.
All right. So, oops, I did it like that. Next turn is Fortuna.
Can I jump over this conjured? Is the conjured beast in the way of me getting out the back door?
Yes. Yeah, there's 2 of them. They're just ready to run at you.
Are they so large I couldn't somersault over them with the quickness?
They are. No, they're just they're like normal sized dogs. So yeah, if you wanted to try to do acrobatics, you could try to jump over them.
Could I use athletics or agility?
Oh, yes, you would use athletics. Sorry, that's an old rule. You would use athletics. However, they would get an attack of opportunity on you if you go right past them.
I'm gonna do it. I'm not letting these guys get away.
Okay.
He's doing a jump slide.
So if I do jump slide, is that considered 1 action, or take up 2 slots?
You could do that. I would let you do that as your movement at a -1.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit harder, but you could do that.
Okay. I do it. Would you have to say everything I'm gonna do first before I roll?
That won't technically be your action. So if you are going to take 2 actions, then yes.
If I make it over. Okay, well, if I make it over, I'm just going to try to get outside, basically. That's all.
Okay.
All right, strolling to jumpos. I'm going to roll a Benny. That was a 2 and a 3. I'm using my Bennies. Good lord. This is the -1, you said?
Yes.
A lot of Bennies. Gonna re-roll this again. It's not great. I gotta make it. Okay. We got a 4.
4. That's a success.
Okay.
So you're able to jump over, but as you do, they try to kind of jump up and get at you essentially. So let's see if these guys are able to do it. Okay. What is your parry?
5.
5. Okay, so the first one does hit. Let's see, the second one does not. Okay, so the first one, let's see, what is your damage? Okay. Oh, boy. Let's see how this goes. All right, that is 10 damage. What is your toughness?
Jesus God. 6?
A 6. So that is a hit with a raise. So you'd be shaken and you would take 1 wound. You can spend a Benny to try to soak it if you'd like.
Could I use that potion that Zelda gave me? Does that do anything?
That would be an action, and that's like a healing potion. So you would use that. It's not going to keep you from taking a wound, but you could use it
like later if I still get it. Okay, yeah, I'll try to not get the wound.
Okay, so to soak a wound, you spend a Benny.
Okay.
And you're going to make a vigor roll. And that is with your wild die.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's vigor. Oh, why is this always confusing? It's vigor.
Okay, that one didn't. That is a 4 minus anything?
Nope. It's not minus anything. And now I'm getting confused again. I believe, that's a success. You just needed to soak one wound. That's going to get rid of your shaken as well. So very good. What happened is this wolf, this hound reached up with its claws and it just tore into your clothes, barely missing you. All right.
That was a new cape.
So that was technically your movement. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
Am I within? Oh, I can't shoot because that's like a double action.
You could, but you would be at a -2 to shoot again.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do something. Gonna try to shoot again at the guys outside.
You want to shoot at the same guy or
same guy?
Same guy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Come on, shooting. Okay, that's in one explosion.
Ooh.
6, 7, 8, 9 minus 2 is 6 again.
A 6. Yeah, that's a hit. You hit this guy again, so go ahead and roll damage.
Right, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 2 is not 6. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7,
oh,
sorry.
7.
Whatever.
Still
I'm just
a hit.
semantics. That is a 6, 7.
7. Okay, yeah. Again, you don't quite get him right. You don't quite wound him, but you do shake him, so you kind of zoom past the other shoulder, and he's kind of looking at you like, so good job. All right.
Stop in the name of some, not the law, but other people who are, stop, just stop, please.
Okay, now it's Raven.
Megan, can I use my last stand card? It's a combat card.
Your last what card?
Last stand.
Oh, right. Yes, you had that from before. Yes. Yes, you can.
I forgot what it does, but it says combat, so.
Yes, I believe it gives you in your, let me find it, but I believe it gives you in your, what am I trying to say? Anybody who's close to you, a bonus. Let me find it for you. What else did you, here it is. Your hero and all allies within 10 yards gain +2 parry and toughness until a joker is dealt.
+2
so,
parry and toughness. Yes.
I mean, 10 yards. This house isn't that big. I think all of you can get that.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's a +2 to your parry and +2 to parry and toughness, which is really freaking good.
Great.
What would you like to do?
How many is around me?
You were running over there. There are 4 around you, not counting Banks.
Can I cast in a wide range slumber on everyone?
Sure. Okay,
yes.
Let me pull that up. Slumber.
That way we can.
So you're going to be at a -3, and then you want to make it a large blast.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so you would hit Banks as well. Just so you know. So that's
okay.
minus, let's see. You'd be at a -4.
Okay, let's try. Here we go. Aced my wilds.
Yeah, you did.
7, 8. So 8 minus 4 math. No, sorry. Yeah, 8 minus 4.
8 minus 4. So it's a 4. And that is a success. I'll say that you're not right directly next to them at this point because they've moved.
They are.
Which I probably should have given you. Anyway, yes, you are able to do that. So let me see what happens to these guys.
Night, night.
Put victims to sleep. That's all I have written. So I'm going to say that they all essentially have to make a vigor roll to try and avoid falling asleep. So we'll start with the first guy. He is going to make a vigor roll of a D8.
Ooh.
He got, what was your roll was a 4?
4.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So he got a 7, so he does not fall asleep. Let's try the other guys. The other 4, we'll just make one roll for them. They have a bit of a better vigor.
I'm gonna be so disappointed if the only one that falls asleep is Banks.
Do not succeed. So,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
The other 3 that are over there, they start they're trying to fight it, but they just kind of fall down to the ground, and it's just this one guy who didn't fall asleep, and Banks didn't even try to go against it. He just fell asleep. And so now the other guy is just trying to drag him. And you see there's another guy that sees this happen that starts to try to run over there. But for right now, they're asleep. They will get a chance to wake up, I'll say, within this round in the commotion, but for now, they're asleep.
Cool. Thank you.
Nice. Good job. All right. Next is Zelda.
Sweet. Okay. So from where I am, can I see what's happening around the corner? I know I'm hearing howling.
Let's see. You were following, and he was running. Yeah, I'll say that he was trying to run out the side door from where you are, so you can probably see a little bit of what's going on at the back of the house. You wouldn't see Kanan necessarily because he's still kind of not outside.
Cool.
That's what you're looking for? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. So 2 actions. Let's go. Okay. The first one, I want to wrap up my Jellicoe fight with a Petrificus Totalis. And then I'm going to try to teleport over to the main squad because I feel like there's puppy power happening, and that feels important to see.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. So you'll be at a -2 for both, and you can use your awesome calculating.
Hesitant. Okay. Wild die explode.
Or hesitant, yeah.
So 7. I'll do it on the teleport. So 7 for the Petrificus Totalis.
Yeah. Let's see here. You're essentially fighting. I've got to find all of my proper. Okay. So that is stun. And Petrificus Totalis will stun him, which is pretty crazy. Let's make sure that you are able to hit him.
Yes.
Finding where he went. There we go. Okay. Oh, right. He's down here. Yes. You were able to hit over his parry successfully. So he's trying to pull these vines off. And in the middle of that, you Petrificus Totalis him, and he just kind of stops, and he's just there. So now make your teleporting roll out of -2.
Teleporting roll -2. Oof, not great. Gonna use my last reroll.
Okay.
'Cause a 2 will not do it. Okay, explosion on the D. 8 + 5 is 13.
Yeah, that's a success. You're able to teleport right in the
-2 is
middle.
11, but it still makes it.
Right in the middle of everybody.
Cool.
For better or worse. You all
mistake.
see Zelda just pops in. All right.
Absolutely a mistake.
Okay, next round. Kanan, you've got a 2 of spades. Next, Zelda has a 5 of clubs.
Okay.
Or a king of spades.
I'll take the 5.
Okay. Raven has a jack of diamonds. 6 of diamonds for Fortuna. And these guys get a 7 of diamonds, and they're going to spend a penny to try to do better. Oh, an ace of clubs, way better. They like that.
Can I Benny for mine, please?
Sure.
I think I got a Benny. Yeah, I'm gonna
10 of hearts.
Yeah, it's better.
It's a little better.
No.
Okay. Anyone else? Good. All right, so these guys are gonna go first again. They continue to run, and he's trying. He's like the one guy who didn't fall asleep is just continuing to try to go. And as a matter of fact, he's trying to drag Banks, and then he just goes, whatever. He lets go and he takes off running. And right as he does that, you see him kind of pull out his wand and make some kind of motion. And as he does that, there's a huge explosion from the garden, from the hedge maze, actually. It just goes, and you see pieces of rocks and everything go flying, but he's still running, but he's left Banks behind at this point. And whenever that happens, you see the other guys, they start running as well. All right, that was their turn. Who would like to go next? Oh, there it is. It exploded.
That made me jump.
That's what it was.
I also like the ringing that happened.
Yeah,
That was
the
actually happening.
noise.
I'm like, what?
Surreal.
All All right. It is Raven's go.
Okay. How far away is the guy with the explosion?
He was running. He was a little bit further from you. Oh, he got a 6 on his run. So I'll say he's like, we'll say 12 away as far as pace goes. So in regards to how much movement you can make.
Or can I run and cast a spell at the same time?
You'll be at a -2 to cast the spell, but yes, you can.
Let's try.
Okay, so for running, roll a d6.
Okay. 5.
Okay, so you can get almost right next to him, but not quite, which is actually good for spell casting, so you don't have to hit his parry.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to cast Petrificus Totalis on him.
Okay.
Here we go. Ace 6. 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you say to subtract anything?
You're at a -2, but 9, it sounds like you succeeded.
7, yeah.
Yeah, so that is a hit, and I will say that you can, I don't think stun, I said, had any, stun's pretty bad news, and I was trying to find it in here, but yeah, you're able to stun him, and as you do that, he kind of just like freezes there for a moment, and you Petrificus Totalis him. All right, good job. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I mean, my next turn I want to somehow tie him up or something. I don't know.
Okay. Sweet. All right, then we'll move on to the next. It is Kanan. There are 2, and I keep forgetting about these. This is my bad. Those 2 shadow hounds, they see another wolf, and they're kind of like looking at you, and I will just have them go at the end. But just letting you know, they're still back there.
Okay. Was there another guy that was close to me?
Yeah, he's trying to get away from you essentially, but yes, there is another guy right there.
Okay, and how far away are those hounds?
They are behind you a little bit. I'll say 1 full, like 6 for the pace. So they could get to you in 1 move.
Okay. Could I, the guy that I killed, could I actually just grab him, run towards the hound dogs, and I want to throw the body at the hounds?
The guy that you already hurt?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. Yes. But before you do that, make a common knowledge roll or a notice roll, either one.
I'll go with notice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's going to be a 7.
7. So you go to pick this guy up and throw them at these hounds, but then something pops into your head and you go, those hounds look a lot like that shadow beast we fought before, which means that this might not do a whole lot to them.
Okay. Oh, I noticed that when I'm grabbing that body?
Yeah, like you're going to think about that. You can still do it, but it's just something that you think about in the process of it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that kind of goes through my head, but because I'm kind of wolfing out a little bit, I'm still gonna go ahead and chuck it. I'm yeeting this body.
Good. Sounds good.
So what do you need for? Is that going to be a strength? Or
yeah,
fighting?
Let's do strength for that.
Okay. Okay. Strength. Here we go.
Oh, actually, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do strength.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I'll take that. That's a 5.
A 5. So in this instance, technically this is ranged, so you really only have to hit a 4. So I'll say you're able to hit, and then let's do your strength plus a d4 for damage.
Okay. Cool. 5.
A 5. Okay, so you throw it at them, but the body just goes right through them, and they just kind of like reform around it. It's like they were ready. And as a matter of fact, when they do that, they growl at you. And I'll say they don't scare you because you're in your wolf form, so you're like tougher.
And I growl back.
And they're kind of confused, like, what? Okay. Nice. All right. Next go is Fortuna.
Is there a guy near me, or are all the dudes sort of incapacitated at this point?
Let's see. We've taken down 2, 3, 4. So there's not a whole lot near you, but there are kind of guys coming around the house. There are, let's see, there's one that's already over there. So there's the one you've been shooting at, and he's trying to run off. And then there are 2 more that are kind of trying to run behind him. And then there's another guy that is kind of over near Kanan.
And then the Shadow Beast. So many dudes.
And the Shadow Beast, yeah.
I'm gonna, I don't know how close I am to the guy I was shooting at, but like, he's in my sights now. I want to try to, am I close enough to like get into melee with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's Petrificus Totalis.
Oh, that's
currently.
right. He's
so, yes, if you wanted to.
And then no, I'd rather deal with the guys who are still moving around then.
Okay.
So, the two chasing after him.
Mm-hmm.
I would just go for one of those guys.
Okay. Do you want to shoot at him again?
I'd like to run over and punch a dude if I can do that.
Sure. Yeah. I'll say you can get over there, and for that you're just gonna make a fighting roll.
Cool. I'm gonna call this a wizard punch.
Wizard punch. I like it.
That die exploded. Oh my god.
Oh,
okay, that's 2. 12, 13, 14, 15. I punch him into the moon.
That's with a raise. So you're going to roll your strength and an extra d6 because you did that with a raise.
Okay, so strength is a d8 with an extra what? Sorry.
D6.
D6, got it.
And you'll add those together.
Okay, that is a 5, 6, 7.
A 7. Okay, yeah, you startle this guy. You punch him and he's kind of like, and you do shake him this go, but he doesn't take any wounds. But he is shaken, which I keep forgetting to keep track of. Okay, I remember, shaken. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I guess you moved, you did all your actions.
Yeah, I think yeah.
All right, now it is Zelda's turn. Now you are kind of in the midst of all this. You see this happening. Fortuna's just run over and punched this guy. Kanan's throwing bodies.
Yeah. Things are going differently than I expected over here, I think. Let's just do one big spell. I would love a big group arcane protection.
Protection. So what I would say is that you could cast that as like, where are you? Protection.
Arcane protection is literally like the top.
So there's deflection, and what deflection does is essentially it gives you a bonus to your parry, basically. It gives everyone a minus to them like trying to shoot at you. So that one's sort of like Protego. You could do that. Protection, I believe, ups your it basically gives you armor, so it ups your toughness. You're harder to hit. Cool. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that the one you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So are you casting it on you or are you wanting to cast it on everybody?
I want to catch everyone, so I will take whatever bonus is and then just knock 2 off of that.
Okay, so if you want to hit everyone, that's going to be an additional power point for each, so that's 3. So 3 plus, what was the original? 1. You'll be at a -2, basically. So you're not going to be rolling at anything because you already knock your other 2 off, right?
Yeah.
You're just rolling straight. Straight spell casting.
All right. 11 total.
Yeah. Yep. With the raise, you all have an additional +4 upon the +2 you already had from last stand. So you guys are incredibly tough at this point. Nice. That was good.
And that's literally just her going, oh no, I'm in the middle. This is bad. It just sends out like an EMP of
everybody be tough. Yep. Nice. Okay, well that's good because now I'm gonna have the Shadow Hounds go since I forgot to deal them in. And one of them is going to, let's see, who's closest? Actually, I think Raven and Kanan are the closest. So we'll have the first one go after Kanan, and he's gonna run over and just try to jump right at your throat. That is fighting. Man, it's gonna be hard for these guys to hit. Okay. What is your parry currently, Kanan?
Was that the arcane thing that Zelda did? Was that a +4 to toughness and parry as well too?
It's just toughness.
Just toughness. Okay, but then the thing with Raven, that's gonna give me an 8 for my parry right now.
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna try to. I'm gonna use a Benny. Try that again. 7. 7, still not good enough. I'll spend one more Benny just to try. Oh, that's an 8. Yes. Yes. Aced again. Well, it doesn't matter at that point. That is with a raise. So, but your toughness is pretty high. Let's see. What damage do you do? Spirit D10. Okay. So D4. Ooh, that is 10 damage. What is your current toughness?
12.
I'll spend one Benny to try to reroll this damage. That is all of my Bennies at this point. Nope, it's not gonna do. So he like is able to get his mouth on your neck, but it's like he can't bite through. It's just like stuck there, and it's very confused. All right, the other one is going after Raven. Same thing. It is going to try to this one's going to try to slash you across your abdomen. Why can I not find the right die? Here we go. Okay. Oh, that's a 3. He misses. Just straight misses. I have nothing to re-roll anymore, so.
Yay!
All right. So at this point, because we are running later, we're going to move this into a quick encounter to finish it up. So each of you have the opportunity to do any one action. It can be a skill, it can be spellcasting, it can be an attack. And this, if you succeed, if everyone succeeds at this, you will succeed in stopping these guys. So that's the goal here. You can go at any time. There doesn't have to be an order if anyone has an idea of what they would like to do. You are in a situation where these 2 Shadowhounds are currently trying to kill you, and one guy is currently frozen, and actually 2 people are frozen because so is Jellicoe, and then there are a couple other guys that are just trying to run off. Does anybody have something they would like to do?
I wanted to somehow tie the guy that I froze so I can interrogate him later.
Okay. Yeah, you could use Entangle to essentially do Incarcerus to be able to bring out ropes.
That's what I'll do.
Do Entangle. That one is...
God, we're twinsies. It feels really good.
Ah,
Entangle twinsies!
Love you, Boo.
That's just a -1.
I love you. -1?
Mm-hmm.
6, 5. Let me see. I have a
that's a
left.
success.
It is? Okay, we'll keep it.
You just need to hit a 4. Yeah, so
Perfect.
you're able to, he's still standing there frozen, and you basically conjure rope out of the tip of your wand, and it's able to it just ties directly around him.
Great.
So that was a success. Who would like to go next? Anyone have a thought? These Shadowhounds are still here.
I'm gonna bite the puppy that tried to bite me.
Okay, make a fighting roll.
Puppy pie.
I'm going to bite you, puppy.
I would like to cast a squirt bottle and just calm down.
Calm down, puppy.
That is going to be a CX.
A 6. That is their parry. So roll some damage.
Take that, you big goob.
Language.
Yeah, that's gonna be 11.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, actually, my 6 exploded. No, damage die doesn't explode, does it?
It does explode.
Ah! Give me more! That's gonna be 15.
Yeah, you go over there to bite this dog back, and like as you do, it's like you bite into something that doesn't even quite feel like flesh. It feels almost not quite there, but it's enough to be substantial. And the dog whimpers, and you just are able to rip the throat out. And as you do, it's like it just dissipates into cloud, and you are able to get rid of that dog. Good job. All right.
I'm just drooling a little bit too, drooling shadow out of my mouth.
Oh. Fortuna or Zelda, what would you like to do?
Do you want to go?
Was there one more dude chasing after who was chasing after the person who?
There are 2. You tried to punch one, and that guy's standing there trying to get away from you, and there's another guy running off.
Yeah. I guess guy who I already punched. I want to try and knock him out.
Okay.
I guess I could use. Should I use magic? Punching is so much stronger with me. I'm gonna punch him.
You can. Yeah, just use fighting.
I'm gonna just punch him harder, and then
go for it. Punch him harder.
Punching harder. Fighting. That is a 5.
A 5. That hits his parry, so roll your strength. Roll damage.
Cool. That is a D8. Oh god, on the floor. Oh my god, where'd it go?
D8 on the floor.
Like in my shirt on the. Okay. That's not a D8. That was a D4. Good lord. Oh, I rolled an 8. I rolled an 8, but it explodes, right? So.
Yep, you roll it again.
6
nice.
plus 8.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, that's
14.
with a raise. So you wound him. So you just this time you're like, I'm gonna punch harder, and you rear back and you just punch him a lot harder, and it just completely knocks him out into the ground. So you took that guy out. Nice.
Hey.
All right, Zelda, it's your turn. There's one guy still running off. There are a bunch of guys asleep. There's one guy who's frozen. There is one hound that is sneering at Raven.
Oof. Raven's so capable. The guy running away, is he running towards something?
It seems they're running towards like the garden, towards where that explosion was, but you can't really tell beyond that. You just assume it's away.
So you're running towards an explosion. I can give you one right here, Reducto. I don't want to center it under his feet and just not take his feet out from under him in a big poof of dust.
Hell yes.
I believe that one is burst.
Yeah, it's
no, sorry, blast. I always get those two confused. It's blast.
Oh, it's
so you're at a
blast.
-2.
Okay. Cool. Why am I I'm seasoned. Am I at a -2?
You are. The casting modifier outside of the seasoned is a -2. So unless you have your, I guess it doesn't really work that. But yeah, you would still be.
No worries. Then nope. -2 is a 6.
6. That is a success. Roll your damage. It is 2d6.
Ooh. I've never done damage. Together or just the higher one?
Together, you add them up for
Okay.
damage.
6.
6 damage. Let's see what his. That is just enough to shake him. So basically, you cast Reducto, and like right at the spot you cast it, he just like has stepped away from it. So it kind of like pushes him forward, and he kind of knocks over, but you don't do any damage to him. You shake him.
Cool.
All right. So what I'm gonna say, actually, within that, in this process, you see Omar coming running over, and he just like lands right on top of him too to try and get him to stop. So you guys kind of all working together. The staff has started to come out, and they're trying to tie up some of the people that you all have got. And looking around, it seems like for the most part, you've dealt with everyone that you needed to deal with. So we will move out of combat for now. And it looks like if you go back out front, Jellicoe is gone. It looks like somehow he got out of there and he's gone. But from here, you all are able to tell, once you're able to wake him back up, Sir Banks, that it was Jellicoe who did it, and it seems that he was working for whoever these guys are who attacked. You're not entirely sure who they are, but they do remind you a lot of the first professor that was taken. But you all this time were successful in keeping them from taking Sir Banks, so he is very thankful to you, and he says, anything I can ever do for you all in the future, I'm here for it. I very much appreciate everything that you've done. He is very, very thankful for that. The next thing that you notice is, I assume you go to find out what the explosion was, yes?
Yes.
Banks is very upset when he finds that out, because that was the obelisk, the Egyptian obelisk, that was his most prized possession.
Don't steal from other cultures.
There you
I
go.
promise
Yeah, don't do
you,
that.
at no point does Zelda care at all. Everything he stole is gone from him.
Yeah, it was the Romans, I think. Those jerky Romans. But yes, he is very unhappy about that. That is what happened. He has also called the local police to come and just kind of help deal with everyone. Would you all like to have the opportunity to interrogate some of these guys?
Yes, but we can always do it on next week if it's
so. What I will say, if you want to, is anyone can make either a persuasion roll or a notice roll, or intimidate to see if you can get some information just in total. We won't play it out. We'll just see what you get.
Sweet. I'll go for a
Okay. I'm gonna go for persuasion.
My last bet.
4. Yeah, I'm gonna use my last bad 8.
Got to a 5, but I
Got
wanted
8.
to do
Oh,
better.
an 8. That's
Even
what
with my
it
minus
is.
1 dusty eyes.
My special.
That one's
5.
good.
8, 5.
Another one. 9 for
9 for me as well.
11 for notice.
Oh goodness. Okay.
9 for persuasion.
So you guys.
I'm like just kind of, my hair's out, my clothes are ripped.
You're
I'm
scary.
still kind of growling.
Nice.
At
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
you're-
I've reverted back. I am fatigued as well too.
Okay. Yeah, you're on a -1, but that's no big deal. You still did really well. Yeah, you guys are super intimidating. Also, you've like beat the crap out of them for this battle, so they're very like intimidated by you. You don't get a whole lot out of the guy who seemed to be in charge. He seems pretty like nothing's gonna sway him. But the other guys, they do tell you that their main goal was to blow up the obelisk and take Banks if they could, but he wasn't a big deal. And then they also told you that they work for a cult named the Cult of a Pep. That's all you know. They really didn't seem to know a whole lot more beyond that. They very much seemed like the guys before hired like minions more than anything.
Megan, do I recognize any of them from the Cabal?
You don't.
No? Okay.
No, and that actually strikes you as odd because you did recognize some folks
Right.
last time you were dealing with people.
Okay.
So, Sir Banks, of course, gives you the time to interrogate, and this is about all the information you can really get out of these guys. But it seems pertinent and it seems specific and hopefully helpful if you can add it up with something else. But there are some local folks mingling around, and there are a couple of the local constabulary that seem to be looking at something, and they seem there's kind of a group of them gathered around. Do you want to go see what they're looking at? It seems to be a newspaper headline, as a matter of fact, and I think that we have that newspaper headline that you can actually see.
No.
Jack the Ripper has returned. And that is where we will end.
Crazy!
So good.
Nice.
Thank you guys. Thank you for sticking with us for about 20 more minutes while we finish that up. We do have a few things here. We will check in with chat. But first, we have one winner for the Ripper's Resurrected PDF. And that winner is... The Cadence!
The Cadence!
So make sure,
Yay!
if you haven't already, just send a whisper maybe to the .network, or just make sure you touch base so that they can get that over to you. I hope that you enjoy it. I very much like the Rippers. And thank you for entering. We also have a sub from Sarah BC, one that was gifted to Adam Kimbleton. And we had a donation from Delirious 2019 who says, love the show, which is very nice. Thank you.
And we did also get a follow as well, too, from Ryan X Session Zero Clothing was hopping in.
Heck yeah,
Yeah, just hopped in. He was looking for something and found us.
Oh, good.
Yes, thank you.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the family.
Hello.
Let's check in with chat real quick and just see how everyone is feeling about this crazy murder and Jack the Ripper. Simi David says, whoa, great episode as always. Thank you, David. You're so supportive. You're great. Thank you. Oh man.
Oh, so many.
Do shadows taste like victory? That's the real question.
Neva and Omar says, Omar with the puns, so end in a pep talk.
Oh.
100 points from your house.
They also say, Neva and Omar, and we learned that colonizing is bad. The more you know. Yes. Oh my goodness.
A Cranky Stank commenting, my mane is very majestic.
It is.
Thank you, thank you.
The wolf mane. I love it.
I love it's Lucas Martinez says, oh no, Jack the Ripper is back. And I guess he's saying Diana asked Tanaka to use her character for Streetwalker. What will happen?
I love the immediate Lady of the Night. Oh God, no, not like that.
That's not what I meant.
That's what I think of when you say that. But I'm just very flirtatious.
Oh, it looks
so you're a lady of the like golden hour
of the twilight.
The twilight. The golden hour.
We also just got a follow from Jack Seck. Hello, welcome.
Hello,
Hi.
That's awesome.
All right, folks. Well, before we go, I do want to remind you, check out Savage Worlds. And in fact, I believe there was a new Rippers Resurrected. I think it was like Pacific Ocean or something that I just saw Pinnacle tweet about today, which seems fun. So you should check that out. They've got a lot of things where you can go to different areas. There's like Expedition Amazon. There are a bunch of different things that are happening. Those are plot points. So those are stories that you can play yourself. But make sure after you've checked out all of the cool things that Savage Worlds has to offer, that you also come back here and watch all the fun shows that we have. On Fridays, it is Heroic Endeavors, 6 p.m. All the other shows are 6 p.m. except for this one for the most part. But that one's a lot of Pathfinder. I believe it's 2E, right? Fun. Things in Space on Saturdays at 6 p.m. is Starfinder. So if you want to go to space, you should be there on Saturday. Crits and Giggles this Monday. That is Pathfinder 1E. Reign of Winter Adventure Path. That is our season 2 finale. So make sure you're there for that. You don't want to miss it. I do think there might be some fun things you might be able to get. I don't know. You have to check it out. And then on Wednesday, we're back to Occurrences at Owl Creek for Kids on Bikes. Yeah, Diana is in that one. That's a lot of fun.
That's me. That's my little
set
character.
in the 90s, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have hit the halfway point of this run of the Department of Mysteries.
I want more.
I want more, please.
We have 4 more episodes, so make sure you don't miss it. Come back here Thursdays, 1 p.m. right here for more of this perfect Halloween fun, right? Yes. I think that's it. I hope I covered everything. I think that I did. It was great to have you guys here, and know that that knock on the door in the middle of the night, that is definitely a monster.
No.
Yep, it is. See you guys next time.
Bye.